Pepsi. Yo, you know, speaking about that, my coworker brought me Pepsi, and I guessed it. Like, I just
It was like, how bad it sucks?
Yeah. It was
Pepsi's
like,
good, dog.
He was like, oh, I got you a mystery drink. I took a sip of it. I'm like, Pepsi? He's like, Diet Pepsi. I'm like, yeah. I don't understand the whole idea of like, people saying that I can totally guess Coke or Pepsi or all that shit, and they just don't at all. I'm like, how do you not?
It's too obvious.
Like, yeah. There's a distinct taste between Pepsi and Coke.
There's also a very...
I don't think he'd be able to do it.
Really?
Dude, we're doing a video
we're
tomorrow.
Doing it.
I mean, what are you talking about? It's not hard.
We can, yeah.
I could do Coke, Mr. Pibb, Dr. Pepper.
So good.
I could do them all,
good.
man.
Are you a Pip fan?
Oh, I'm a Pibby boy.
Nice. That's a crumb cake.
We got some crumb cake. My mommy made it.
Do we want to date this as like episode X, episode Y? Or...
I don't. I honestly don't remember if we are or not.
I'm gonna be so honest. Okay. It's gonna be this episode.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
this one right here. Whatever pops up right here.
Because we have
And it's coming out Monday though, so
next Monday.
it's the next video.
This Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
So,
Goodness.
Do you want to do an intro?
I mean, I thought that Pibb one was pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Talking about some crumb cake. So
solid
guys,
crumb cake. Really glad nothing extremely important in our histories happened.
that's true.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to episode X of Foodies.
This one right here.
Yeah, this one right
You
there.
know what I'm proud about?
Hold on.
Okay. Go ahead.
Welcome back to the Midnight Snacks with Austin Dean, Giovanni Holiday, and Silas Bell.
That's me.
Go ahead, Austin.
You know what I'm really proud about?
What's up?
We didn't burn the country down like everyone said we were going to. No matter who wins.
Oh man, I wonder who won. Can we put it up right here?
So we came together. We thought it was a really important time, and we thought we should discuss it because whose better opinion would you rather have than us?
Than 3 uneducated teenagers.
I drove home.
Young adults.
Austin hits me up on a Thursday night.
On a Thursday night, all caked up.
I got him in the DMs.
And he goes, Gio, how do you feel about coming back home to shoot a podcast Friday? I'm like, Austin Dean, I thought you'd never ask. I'll be down there. I'll drive 2 hours just to fucking film the podcast.
I also drove 2 hours.
He just has a thumbs up and everything.
I'm like when you send something into a group chat, and you get a little thumbs up emoji.
Yeah.
It's like, I did that too.
So, I know Silas has a topic he wants to talk about that is not election related.
Okay.
Sorta.
And I have something that I want to bring up right before we get into that.
Okay.
Is yours like election related at all?
No.
Because mine actually segues into it.
Damn, bro, there's so much. I thought this was solely going to be election talk. Is it?
No, this one might run long.
Yeah, we can run that out for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, this one might run long.
Just election talk.
This one will be quick though.
Alright, go ahead.
It was somebody's birthday recently. And he called me out for not having a gift. And so I want to do this live on camera. Now, I know how much you love comedy. And you love listening to comedy.
No.
And so I thought it would be a nice I thought I would be a nice friend.
I didn't expect you to.
I thought I'd
expected him to?
No.
I thought I'd be a nice friend and give you a comedian that not only do you love, but you admire. And
It's gonna make something really bad. I feel it.
I mean, just the passion you have for this man.
Was it like Tony Hinchcliffe?
The passion that would have been good because of election.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was gonna be like Bill Cosby or however you
so, well, just hold on. So I know you're gonna be excited. And this is his favorite comedian. In no way should affect anyone's opinion of Silas.
I'm so
this
scared.
is just his favorite comedian.
I'm so scared.
Silas. Here you go, buddy.
Bill Cosby, that's awesome.
I called it. Wait, who is this?
You just said you called it and then said, who is this?
I thought he only did movies though.
No, he was a stand-up.
He was?
Show the fans. I got him a Bill Cosby special. I know his favorite comedian.
Is it a Vinograph?
It's a stereo. Put it on your little thingy.
Where did you even get this from?
I got it at a yard sale.
How long have you been planning this for?
It's been a while.
He's been waiting.
I saw those and I was like, oh, those would be cool to have. And then they were like, yeah, you can have all of them for like $5.
How
And I
many
was
did
like,
you get?
oh, I got a ton of Bill Cosby stuff in my house right now.
Clip it.
I got a ton. But
It's
yeah.
loaded.
So I decided, I know you were talking about him, favorite comedian, you know, screensaver. So you got him on your little home screen. Got him on there.
No, I think you did. No.
Well,
I can.
Anyways,
Probably
on
change
to
it
the next
when we
topic.
turn on the
What's your
camera.
topic, Silas? Go ahead.
This country, with the invention of social media, has lost two very important.
We talk about social media so much.
What is this?
It's not really. I mean, it's
We are
about
a
social
broken
media.
record.
Yes, we are.
media bad.
Uh-huh.
So, no, yes and no. We have lost the art of media literacy. I think that people
Explain that for the audience.
Explain that for me.
media literacy, or
Being
what I'm
literate
saying.
in media.
Being able to read and digest and understand content, and being able to
Content?
do research on something. And
Content
act-
online or just media in general?
media in general.
Okay.
I think we've lost that because of social media. Because it's so easy to look at a headline on social media or someone's Instagram post and go, oh, I'm educated now. I get it.
Yeah, but that's always kind of been a thing. Like newspapers, they
But it
don't
was
really
a lot
give you the
harder
full.
back then. And most people knew to second guess things back then.
I don't know if they knew to second guess stuff, but it was a lot easier to have more information on a thing.
Before I go against
Yeah.
your first point, what's your second point?
And actually, I'm glad that you're going to go against me on it.
Okay.
We have lost the art of discourse, to be able to have an argument because of online social media.
You go for the first one. I'll go for the second one.
They're tag teaming. They're writing
It's
each
already
other. They're doing tricks on it.
Yeah, so for example, like Austin said, back in the day, the only media that you had was newspapers and basically word of mouth, which is incredibly biased.
What
and
about
also
the library?
newspaper. Yeah, dude, because there's people that are literally gonna go in there and look for books and like read that shit. When now you have the ability to go to a AI source or like literally like go through very many different sources of media, such as Now This News, Fox News, CNN, the Young Turks, like Daily Wire. You have so many more outlets.
Who's the Young Turks?
It's basically a socialist or leftist news outlet. But yeah, like I disagree with that because now that you have so many more options, you can actually do research with very minimal effort. So much less
But
effort
who's
than
going to put that effort in, though, is what I'm saying.
a lot of people.
I would disagree with that.
Really? You think
I've seen so many people just like...
You think people back in the day were more willing to go to the library and spend 2 hours just sifting through books to only get a small viewpoint as opposed to now just doing a small search or going to an AI engine and literally getting an entire plethora of knowledge?
Well, here's the thing about that. How biased are those search results online?
That's why you have
How biased
multiple-
was the newspaper back then?
That's why you have multiple sources. That's why I named 5 news sources.
Yeah, it was a lot harder to have multiple sources back then.
Mhm.
Because if you read the newspaper and then you'd go to work and talk to Billy and Tom about it, and then you'd
Really?
hear their opinion, and then that would be it, because then you'd go home.
But I think it's a lot easier now as well.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
While we
Yeah.
have the ability to search now,
Sure, and I think...
it's a lot more difficult,
Mhm.
I think. Or it's a lot easier to just accept things at face value because we always assume that, hey, if it wasn't real, why would it be there?
I don't know if it's necessarily easier to take things at face value. I think just people have a set in stone life that they're wanting to live, and it's hard for them to change their opinions on it. Like no one, I think it's more that people aren't willing to change their opinions on something.
That
Then
leads
it's-
into my second point.
Yeah, but I'm saying that like I don't think it's that people are. I think people, like if let's say if they're talking about election, let's say they're a Democrat, they're gonna read Democratic stuff, and they're not even gonna go try to look at Republican conservative
Exactly.
stuff.
That's media literacy. They should be informed on the other side.
Yes, but what Gio was saying is that there is alternative sources,
A lot more now, and a lot more easily
Yeah.
accessible.
but you're saying that there's not.
No,
You're saying it's
I'm
harder
saying they
to
won't
get
go out of
to.
their way to go and get it. Because you used to have to go out of your way to get it. So it made you more invested in what you were reading and what you were absorbing. And now it's so easy to go, that no one even cares to do it anymore because it's like, oh.
I see, but I don't know if no one cares to do it. I just think people won't do it.
Exactly.
But I think it's
They've
different. I
lost
think
the
it's
art.
different than what you're saying. Like, you're saying that people just see one thing and they go, okay, I'm done. I don't think it's that. I think people see one thing that highlights their viewpoint of it and go, okay, I'm done.
Exactly. They won't do any more research.
I know,
That's
but
what I'm
I'm saying that we and you are saying it differently.
But it's the same concept,
Sure.
said differently.
Sure.
That's why I don't think people can have arguments now because they're too set in their stone ways about,
Yeah.
oh, I have this one source that backs me up. No other resources because I found the one source that backs me up.
Also, because of social media, there's a lot more political diversity. Like, for example, back in the day, like in the 1980s, the politics that you're exposed to are the politics that come from like your community and your workplace and your family. So if your family, your workplace, and your community are all leaning like conservative, you're going to be conservative. It's not a question. It's just you're going to be conservative. But now you have the ability to grow up in a conservative area like me, and then grow up or like check out like leftist and democratic, not democratic, but liberal and Democrat like news sources. And so now you have me, who's a little bit different from most people in our hometown in their political and moral views. And then also somebody like me working in a very, very Republican, right-wing like company.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, right. Blue collar shit. You know what I'm saying?
I literally wear a blue collar.
That's not what it means.
That doesn't make you a blue collar. Just because you work at, never mind. I'm not going to say it.
That's what it is.
We rep blue. Wait, hold on, that's like a gang sign. No.
No, it sounds like you're a Democrat.
Yeah, it's not like you're a Democrat.
Oh. I'd rather be labeled that than a gang member.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
You'd rather be labeled one too, right?
Nah, I'm going to go for the gang. Yeah.
What gang? Please let the internet know.
MAGA.
I get it.
Yeah.
Hawkum?
Hawkum.
UNG?
You're going to I thought you were going to display it.
I'll do that too.
Yeah, just...
And that's the thumbnail.
Wait, we're gonna make it thumbnail.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
I really hope they can read it.
We'll see.
I can't wait to play this on the phonograph. So I keep talking. My second point.
Yes. I understand what you're saying, and I generally agree with what you're saying.
So you just
But I think you're no. But I think you're like the way that you're saying the people are acting is different than the way that I think people are acting. Like I agree that media illiteracy exists.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my second point.
Well, I'm just saying in general, the whole thing. Like I think that it does exist. But I think it exists in a different way than the way that you're describing it. Because, like, I think social media just is a bad place for discussion.
I don't think anyone's arguing it's not.
I know, but you're saying that, like, you're. To me, it sounded like you were saying that the people are the one causing social media to be this way, and I think social media, the way it's built, is bad for discussion. Whether it's like limiting your words, limiting how you can do things.
And that's why I think we've lost the art of discourse.
Taking you out of context, all that kind of stuff. I think it's just a bad place to do it at, to have discourse.
You think we've lost the art of discourse? Or do you think social media is just a bad place of discourse? Because I don't think social media is at all representative of discourse. Because it's just a bad representation.
Both. Because
plenty of people still have very, very good debates. Like there's literally many YouTube videos online of podcasts and debates between Ben Shapiro and fucking Destiny.
You love some pussy, don't you?
I do love the pussy. Ben Shapiro the pussy boy. I'll be making him squirt. He be squirting.
We already got a Bill Cosby and Ben Shapiro plug in.
Yeah, dude.
Good.
It's gonna be.
This
is gonna be a compilation at the very beginning of the video. It's gonna go over.
This is gonna be our trifecta.
Bill Cosby, Ben Shapiro, pussy, and then the election shit. It's gonna to be quite an intro compilation.
But what I'm saying is, I think that social media, the generation that's growing up.
Go ahead. It won't hurt you.
Dude, the gate's open. Basically what I'm saying is, so the generation that's growing up in social media, not us.
No, we are growing up.
No, but like the one after us that's only known social media.
Okay.
We were right around the time where social media was becoming big,
okay.
but not like
Understandable.
implemented. This is the first, this new generation, Alpha, I think, is the first generation that's only had social media. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's going to cause them to not be able to argue.
You think?
Yes, because it's so easy to go tell someone to go unalive themselves on social media, or I hate you on social media, because you're not saying it to their face. You're not.
Okay.
It's so much easier to like cower, for lack of a better term, behind your screen. You know, well, if you're in person, you actually have to think of an argument and like try to remain civil, because if you're not, you're gonna break out into a fight and get hurt.
But are you saying that like these kids are just going to stay indoors because like they're going to talk to people?
Yeah, no, they're gonna talk, but
they're going to have
they're not
discourse in public.
They're not
still.
gonna be able to argue like we do, though. I don't think. I could be wrong, but
I
don't believe that they will.
Like
be
how
able
do
to
we do it? You know, I just think like people are good at it, people are bad at it.
Because
I don't think it's like a thing where like generations are different. I don't think.
I disagree.
Okay, give me a generation that's different than the way. How do we do discourse, and how does a different generation do it? Like compare it.
This generation, we're a lot more defensive. We're more like a, hey, I'm gonna put up walls. I disagree. I don't want to see your point, so I'm just gonna put up walls.
Okay.
Well, like the
But
generation
why?
before us,
Uh-huh.
we're like, I don't agree with you, but I'm also not gonna say I hate you, because I know you're not attacking me. You're attacking the idea that I'm talking about, which is the way I think it should be. Personally, I think you should be able to talk about a topic like anything, and be able to discuss it without getting mad at the other person.
I think you're just hyper focusing on the bad examples of our generation, because you don't have examples of old people that act like that.
Well, I'm sure there are, but I think there's a lot more that did it.
I just think
Because you're on social media.
Yeah, it's
And
part of the
what
problem.
you see that is the argument between people is people our age. There's not 70-year-olds fucking fighting amongst each other or fighting with
Let's go
people
to
like
Facebook.
us.
I think it's a person to person thing. I don't think it's a generation to generation thing.
Yes, but if enough people grow up with the safety of a screen, I sound like such a boomer right now.
Mhm.
The screens are evil. No, they're not evil, but like, they're just good.
I think they'll be fine.
Social media is just a bad place.
They have human
So-
interaction.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
there's no issue with that. But like,
I think-
social media is just a terrible place to argue.
Okay.
Yes,
I agree with
but
that.
I think that we
And
are.
I think that if they rely too much on the social media way of arguing, that they're not going to be able to have actual conversation or actual arguments.
But,
But
like-
anything productive
but
happens.
like who?
But like, we don't have in-person debates with people.
What?
Yeah.
Is this not a debate right now?
No, a genuine debate. Like, this is a discussion. This isn't a debate. We're not arguing to try to show who's championing the better moral or political views.
yeah,
just
we're not.
discussing them.
Yeah, we're not like
yet.
here to determine like
Not
who's right
yet.
or wrong.
This is just
yet.
a discussion. This is
Yeah.
literally just talking, and those kids are going to do the exact same thing that we're doing right now.
In fact, they do.
Yeah, they do right
You think
now.
so?
Yeah. I mean, I literally am in a house right now with an alpha. We have discussions all the time.
You're not the alpha?
Good one. No, but like we have discussions all the time, and he asks me questions, and or I ask him questions. Like,
Does he ever get mad? Because he thinks that you're attacking him and not what he's
no,
saying?
he'll get mad, but not for like discussions or anything like that. Like he gets mad over like he gets emotional.
Football.
No, but like he gets emotional. Like if he's in trouble, he's more reactive to like get sad or angry or whatever. But like if it's just like talking, he's fine.
Maybe I've just had a bad like.
Yeah, I think
experience,
you're
like,
just
'cause-
looking at social media
Well,
and
no,
just
no, 'cause
projecting it
I've
onto
had-
the human population.
I've
Like that's
had-
the human population. That's a small minority of human beings.
Yes, but I've also seen people in real life like that.
Yeah, but they're the ones on social media that you're reading. They're the same person.
No, I've seen them and talked to them in.
I know,
real
but
life.
I'm saying that same person is the same person that's going on Twitter.
Hold on.
Or going on what?
So you've talked to little kids.
No, I'm saying like.
Well, you are saying the alpha. You're talking about the alpha.
The alpha
so technically,
alpha
are you
and
talking?
our generation?
Well,
You were saying that our
Yeah,
generation is not the one that's going to be the issue.
Yeah.
It's the
Not.
alpha.
Well, I also said that we set up walls and get really defensive.
Okay.
so you're saying that there's people that you're talking to that are setting up walls.
And won't even attempt to see the other side of the conversation.
Yes.
They
I
go-
agree with you on that.
They go.
I've seen many
Yeah.
people
Exactly.
on social
They-
media,
I was wording it wrong.
but
That's what I
people
was
on social media is not representative of the average human being because I'm selectively following very liberal people because I go to a very liberal college campus. Like it's very, very stupid to say, oh, 90% of people are racist because they're all supporting all the people that you see posting about the election are supporting Trump. It's very stupid to say. Same way to say, well, everybody's putting up a wall because all the people that I see on social media, which are all like liberal women, are putting up a wall and saying, hey, if you follow Trump, if you support him, block me, unalive yourself, you're terrible and racist. It's very, very skewed because again, if you only follow liberal people, then of course you're going to see that.
Well, also like people put up walls for different things. Like these, like let's say the liberal women that Gio's talking about.
They are
Sure, they may
bad.
be they may put
They
up
are
a
bad,
wall
bro.
about this thing, but like their opinion can change about like cooking. You know what I mean? Like no one's putting up a wall over everything.
I would disagree.
Okay.
I just think it's a lot easier to do that on social media though, because like
Well, yeah.
it's the
Because you're
it's
not.
the equivalent-
It's a very poor and lying representation of you. Like you can go on here, read something.
For some reason, I thought it was actually about the political.
No. But like you can go on here, read something, and then your split-second reaction, you can put that in a tweet, and then people can read that and go, "That's who that person
You can
is."
say some stupid
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, like you can't just like I'm just talking like right now. You cannot just like I'm talking off the cuff, out of the top of my head. I haven't sat down and like really thought about anything I'm saying right now. So you can't just look at what I'm doing right now and go, "That's who that person is." Like that's a very poor representation of a person.
Yeah, but social media allows you to do that, and then like
Yes,
turn around and
but
go,
you're
blah, blah,
but
blah,
you're
blah.
acting like a majority's doing this, and me and Gio were saying it's a minority.
I feel like a lot of people on social media do that though.
I know, but
Like the
social media
majority-
is a minority.
So, how many people
I
do you
do.
follow on Instagram?
I'll see.
But these people that are doing it on social media are a minority of the human population. Like, I got no evidence of this, but I'd say it's like 5%. Like 5% of our generation's population is doing that on social media. I think most people
Damn.
have a very...
That's the percentage of people that you're seeing.
That's nothing.
Well, I've also
That's
seen a lot of
literally
people
just the
for eBay.
population of the U.S.
I also
Yeah.
see like reposts from other people from other accounts.
Bro, if you
Yes,
rounded that to like the
but-
fourth significant figure, that'd still be 0%.
Yeah. Like, you have to realize that, like, if you see 100 accounts, and then your 100 accounts you see are spreading information, let's say it goes all the way to 1,000 accounts, you're still only seeing 1,000 people. You do realize that.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So it's not a majority. You
And-
can't say it is. It's just not.
And 1,000 people of people that knew people on
Yeah.
a liberal, well, not super liberal, but it is a film campus,
Yeah.
which is decently liberal. You can't just
Yeah.
be, you know,
Yeah.
and
And like,
it's skewed automatically.
yeah, and then if you go to something like Instagram Reels or Twitter and you scroll, like, you can see 200 accounts in a day. That's still nothing compared to a population of America. It's nothing. It's a small minority of person. And somebody that's doing what you're saying is a very small minority of America anyway. I think most people are like us in that, hey, social media, there's a lot of problems with it.
When does correlation become causation though?
I think when more people are doing it than what you're saying. I think it's not an issue, right? Well, I'm not going to say it's not an issue, but it's not like a... It's not a big issue because the majority of people aren't doing it.
But you're just assuming they're not because you also haven't seen it. You're
do you
assuming
mean?
like I'm assuming. You're saying no, not everyone's doing it, but you've only seen.
Well, sure, but I'm
20
saying from personal experience that I've had.
exactly, and I'm saying from the personal experience I've had.
Yeah,
So we're both skewed.
Sure, yeah, but do you honestly think that the majority of the American population is going on Twitter and ranting every day? Because I think not. I just blindly.
I hope not.
But I'm asking you, yes or no?
Probably not. I would, like, in good conscience, I would say no.
So no.
So no. Okay, so then we're on the same boat.
Debunked.
No. Yeah, so then wrong.
No.
Oh, okay. I don't. Okay.
He's trying to prove his own point.
No.
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 Exactly.
Wall.
Exactly. See?
I will not move on this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See how? But imagine if that was done on a screen. I could just block you.
No one's
go,
arguing
blah,
that.
blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Social media is terrible for that. Social media, if it keeps going like this, it's going to ruin the art of discourse.
There's evidence that I've seen that social media is actually diminishing in people's interest in it.
I hope so.
Like, social media companies are losing a ton of money right now because people are leaving them.
I wonder if Tinder.
Oh, it's the same with dating apps,
I was
actually.
gonna
Yeah.
say, I was about to wonder if Tinder and stuff like that's included in that.
Yeah, because people are realizing that we would choose
Human connection.
human connection over human
I
connection.
think this means it's a perfect time to get on Bumble.
That's true.
Because if the majority of the people are leaving, then that means that the majority of men are leaving. And so the new
Yeah.
guys coming in, we get a 1-to-1 ratio.
And you know, the women that are staying on there are the desperate ones.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
So you about to hop on Bumble, guys?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not.
check out the Foodies on Bumble.
I'd ask if they the cream team or the sport squad.
That's crazy. That's insane.
I love how he says that after any like
I know.
decently like any racist, sexist, homophobic joke. It's like,
I don't think that was any of
that's
that.
crazy, guys.
By the way,
was-
that was an accurate representation of Gio. You can take that as him. You can just.
Yeah.
That is how I talk at work.
Nice one.
Like what you were saying about social media,
Huh?
and well, what you were saying too about like the liberal women talking about the election.
Yeah.
I think it's only fair that we join them in talking about the election.
Yeah.
That's a solid segue. I'll give it to him.
Yeah, that's
First time he's had a good segue.
I hate you. I was telling Silas this earlier that I kind of want to segment this, and we can take it wherever in the segment. But I just think like kind of like concisive, you know, because this is gonna be a long one.
Oh, this is gonna be a long one.
So
Is it?
I think we should start
An
out
hour?
with pre-election and who we thought was going to win. So we're not talking about anything else. Talking about pre-election, who did we think was going to win? Because I was.
Do you want to go this way?
Yeah, we can go this way.
No.
I was gonna say, yeah, we need Sas to shut up for a minute, so we'll go this way.
Damn.
You were saying at the beginning of this how I wasn't going to talk at all.
No. Well, no, you said that, and I
No,
agreed with you, but yeah.
This guy. This fella. This pal.
Go on. So, I thought Kamala Harris was going to win. I thought that the same with the 2020 election, which I have some data and some evidence, by the way, we can bring up later. I thought the 2020 election was going to be very similar to this, where it was like, yes, maybe we don't all like Joe Biden. Yes, maybe we all don't like Kamala Harris. But they're not Donald Trump. Because I thought majority of people were on the mindset that, hey, we don't want this guy to be president. And so that's where I was at with Kamala. And as the election was going, it was, like, to me, I was like, oh, we gotta take turns here. Yeah, we're going this way. It's gonna be so angry. I just kind of felt like nervous for her because I was like, oh, she's about to blow this thing. Oh no. Like it just felt like the election was slipping away from her as it was going on. And I was just, like we'll get into this later, like the reasons why, because I think there are a few reasons why. But I just was like, wow, the Democratic Party's really going to blow this one. They're going to blow it. Which, look, it's an opinion, but I don't think it's really much of an argument to say that they didn't blow this one.
Yeah.
I think they blew it. But, Gio?
So I thought
Let's keep dying.
Kamala Harris was going to win. I, for the most part, kind of had the same train of thought as Austin, in the sense of 2016, Trump got elected, and the American people quickly found out that they made a mistake by electing Donald Trump. Not only was he an embarrassment to America domestically, but he was also an embarrassment to America internationally and in regards to foreign affairs, such as like when, you know, the G8 meetings and when Donald Trump would like push himself to the front of the crowd and like just with his fucking ego and shit.
I will say that's a funny video.
It's just
though.
quite funny, but it's also like, bro,
Wait,
come
what
on.
was that?
It's at the NATO.
It's like
and he's kind of pushing himself through all the other leaders of the countries.
like Macron.
He's just like getting in front of everybody.
And then he's like,
yeah.
out my way, I'm American.
Also, by the way,
That's
before
pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
This is important though,
Mhm.
real quickly.
So you got
We are
that
going to
thing?
try. We're going to try our best to stay as factual as we can, but inherently, and I was talking to Silas earlier, but I don't think we can get away from it. I think we inherently are going to speak our opinion somewhat, and I think that's perfectly okay. I think that should be okay. But what I'm saying is that our opinion is our opinions, and I think you should be able to figure out what is opinion that we're saying. Like what Gio was saying right there. Technically, that's an opinion. There's evidence to suggest that he's right. People can make an argument. There's evidence to suggest that they're not. That's an opinion. But like the data that I was talking about, that's factual. So I hope you can determine what is factual, what is opinion. If not, fact check us, do whatever you want. But, just,
I feel like we say this every minute.
I know, but just,
Take a grain of salt.
this is the
Anyways,
election. This is the
guys.
election. It's important.
Also,
Go
don't
ahead.
hate us.
So, yeah, like I said, I thought Kamala was going to win, kind of just because, again, the American people quickly found out that Trump is not a very good president. I don't think he was the worst, but the whole idea of like, oh man, he's a businessman, he's going to give us a great economy. He gave us a very incredibly shitty economy by the end of his election, by the end of his term. And that's not even an opinion, that's a fact. Because of how shit his handling with COVID was.
I was like,
He's working penal.
Alright.
But yeah, and I again, it was like, I think it's kind of insane. The whole like I was watching the election, right? Like I early voted. I know you guys voted as well.
I already voted.
I voted for Kamala Harris. I don't really got too much shame for that. I'm not a big fan of the fact that she supports genocide and is not super pro-labor.
What president isn't? I mean, that's my opinion now.
Yeah, I mean,
What
I
president
wish she was
hasn't?
more progressive and more leftist
Yeah.
because I feel like that's kind of the
Yeah,
best
and-
policies.
And
But that's,
that stuff's going to come into play later, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
but anyways, I think the whole reason why she lost was because of the fact.
Hold on. That's after election. Staying pre-election.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
pre-election. Okay. Yeah. I'll just give my opinions on how I feel about the election. It was so disheartening, slow. Like, it was starting out okay. And then, the longer I wait, I was watching, like, multiple different, like, election watches. I didn't watch very much of the election. I literally went to the gym during it. There's a TV in the gym, and it's, like, in the lobby, and I was like, oh, my God, this motherfucker's winning. Donald Trump is fucking winning.
Donald
And then
Trump ever start losing?
We'll talk
Yeah.
about it later.
Yeah, I thought he had a lead.
No, he did
And-
not.
and-
It came back.
Throughout the night, more and more passed, and I was like, oh, dude, Kamala's got Georgia. We got this in the bag. And that did not happen. And as soon as she lost Georgia, I knew it was over. Like, there's just...
Georgia was one of the last states, though, right?
No. Well, it was like middle states. Like, so many of the Midwestern states...
We ended, I think
Like a-
our elections ended at 10, and then we were done counting by 1, I think, in Georgia.
About 1 a.m. And as soon as that happened, I knew it was over. So I went to bed, and I was like, well, we got 2024, guys. we got 2028, actually.
Yeah.
Forgot the year was. It was 2020. But, yeah, so I think it's just kind of incredibly disappointing that, you can do everything that Donald Trump has done.
Gosh.
You can
Scared me.
say everything that he's done. You can be a convicted felon. You can, say misogynistic things, racist things, homophobic things, take away women's rights, take away, LGBTQ rights, You can do all of that shit. You can lie. Again, you can be a convicted felon, which that's really bad. That's really bad. And you can still be the president of the United States twice and impeached twice. Holy shit.
45th and 47th, baby.
It's because he put the fries in the bag.
Dude,
Hey.
you can do all that, and you can still be president. So you guys can say whatever you want. You'll be fine. If he made it to the highest office in the fucking
That's
United
true.
States, you guys are going to be fine.
That's true.
Don't worry about censoring yourself. You will be fine. That's my
Silas,
shit.
pre-election, what was your thoughts? Who was going to win?
It actually flipped a few times for me.
Okay.
I thought Kamala was going to win at the very beginning, and then the assassination attempt on Trump happened.
You think that changed?
I think.
Okay.
I think from there I was like, oh, he's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
It really bolstered his American spirit.
Okay.
You
mean like
you saw that fucking image of him going everywhere?
That was a good
you
image.
You remember that? Yeah. Where it's like his guards are trying to tag them down. He's like,
yeah.
He's like, shoot me again. Shoot me.
Kamala should have staged a shooting.
I don't disagree with you.
And then I was like, okay. I think they're gonna underestimate him again.
I think they did, 100%.
Oh, and I'll get into that.
Yeah.
And then the first debate happened. And I heard...
Wait, the first one with Biden or Harris?
The one with Harris.
Okay.
Where he goes, they're eating the ducks. They're eating the ducks. And I'm like...
Yeah.
No, you
Bro hit the wrong emote button.
Yeah.
Bro said the wrong slogan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he reverted to 2016 Trump there, in my opinion.
They're eating the ducks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what is he doing? And I was like,
Yeah.
Harris is going to win. You know?
Yeah.
And then I started watching the election live. And during this time, I was watching Blue Velvet, a film by David Lynch. Highly recommend it. Great movie. What a weird combination to watch the election, watch Blue Velvet, watch the election, watch Blue Velvet. And it's like, as soon as I saw 80% of the East Coast go red, I'm like, Trump's won.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of knew from there. Or I assumed from there. And then it got to the middle part and I was like, oh, well, maybe she's making a comeback. Okay. She's going to clutch this up or not? She did not clutch up.
Nope.
Yeah, I kind of knew as soon as as soon as all the states were either red or blue, and there was only 6 states that were leaning blue,
Yeah.
and the rest were red, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say she's lost.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know that's actually not that big of a difference.
It was
to
a
be fair.
lot bigger. It was almost 100.
Well, earlier.
It was almost 100
Because she didn't
vote
have
gap.
that California and the Oregon and Washington
Yeah.
and all that.
It's 226 to 295, which is
Historically, that's a pretty even number.
Yeah.
Compared to the winner or loser.
yeah.
It's pretty on average.
That's
What was
actually not that bad.
What was the most blowout one?
Probably.
Wasn't it a Bush one?
No, there's one that probably I think it was Ronald Reagan, where Michigan was the only state that did not vote for him.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because everyone wanted to go back
Why
to
the
that.
lights
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
coming out?
You're right.
I think it was
Buddy,
his second.
You gotta get over it.
I think it was his second term.
Spooky.
Ronald Reagan's second term, where literally the only state that didn't vote for him was Michigan.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I gotta switch to my Reaganomics glasses for this.
Reaganomics.
Did you know you can experience the whole story of Reaganomics through Transformers? That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
And speaking of Reaganomics, not Transformers. We will never talk about Transformers.
If it's not my way, then no, we won't.
We, on this podcast, we talk about winners first. So,
Okay.
Republican Party, let's talk. How did that... We'll start with Silas this time.
Huh?
How do you think they won? What did you see? What made it a winner? What made that campaign successful?
The Trump campaign.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then Republican Party in general.
I actually don't think it was his political campaign that won him the thing.
Okay.
I think it's literally the fact they underestimated Trump.
What do you mean by that?
I think they thought, they were like, oh my gosh, who would vote for Trump?
Gotcha.
Who in their right minds would vote for Trump?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them were kind of far from the voting booth, or kind of wanted to vote third party. And they're like, oh, okay, well, Trump's already not going to win. So if I vote third party, if I don't vote at all, Kamala's still going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, I'm just not going to vote, or I'm going to vote third party.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go out of the way and say this. If you vote third party, you are not wasting your vote. You
I
have
agree.
a voice.
Yeah.
Speak your voice.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right?
Because
I agree.
Even if you include all the third-party votes
I
for
do.
Kamala, she still would have lost.
Yeah.
So
Kind of
I
insane.
don't understand the whole argument of if you voted third party, fuck you. That's such a stupid argument.
And it
Yeah.
just It just creates a tension between a country that we don't need right now.
You may be hot, but that's such a stupid take.
It's also a stupid take to tell
What?
people to hurt themselves if they voted for...
I can't tell if you're trying to attract them or trying to push them away from you.
I will say this as well. If you told someone to go hurt themselves because of who they voted for, that's a terrible thing to do. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, that's
That's kind of a shitty thing to do.
You're worse than... Well, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say what I was about to say because that's probably not true. But you're... If you think that you're better than someone else and then you're also saying that kind of stuff, you're no
are
better.
not better than them.
You're no better. Like, if you're trying to put yourself over Trump or the Republican Party or whatever, like, no, you're not. You're doing the same... Like, it's the same thing. You're just being negative for no reason.
Yeah.
Just, like, stop
Preach
that.
positivity, man.
Alright.
Yeah.
But
If you want to have change, actually make change. Don't push people away from you. Anyway. If you got anything else, go ahead.
Actually, you interrupted him.
That's true.
He was still talking.
That's true. Go ahead.
And then you went, actually,
Actually.
I would already have something to say.
What away? Go ahead.
It was my turn to speak. Whatever. Yeah, basically, my whole thing boils down to the Democratic Party underestimated the amount of people that would show up for Trump.
I don't think it was just the Democratic Party. I think the media in general.
Yeah, the media
just
in
did
general
not-
definitely underplayed it.
They just did not give the population's viewpoint across about like who they were voting for. And I think some of that has to do with timing, and I think some of that has to do with like what Sas was saying. I think people really just did not expect Trump to have this much turnout as he did.
Especially after everything that's happened.
Yes. Go ahead.
Here's my thing.
Mhm.
So this goes hand. I don't think the Republican Party did anything really to like be like, hey, we're better. I think it's due to two reasons. A failure, actually three. A failure of the Democratic Party to do any change.
Mhm.
One, I'll go one by one at each point, and then go to my points. One, the failure of the Democratic Party to do any change. Two, a lack of voter turnout from the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
I have stats on that. And
Oh,
three,
you came prepared. I did not.
and three, the Republican Party more so perpetrating stereotypes and lies and like kind of ideas that are like, oh, if we vote Republican, good economy, more money for us, things like that, which is kind of a lie that I've had an issue with for very
Yeah, I was going to
long
say,
time.
that's a thing they've been doing for years, though. So I don't
Yes.
necessarily think that was a factor in this election. 'Cause
Yes,
they've always,
I still think
like,
it was.
those votes were going to be there regardless.
Yeah, but that's what I said. I don't think it's
Yeah.
a part of their campaign.
Gotcha, yeah.
But it is something that the Republican Party has been perpetrating for a long time. I'm still going to include it because every fucking year, every election is just like, well, I'm going to vote Republican because Republicans are good with the economy. I'm like, but come on, dude. Have you seen the last 30 years? But anyways,
Have you heard of Reaganomics?
so number one.
I gotta put on the
Number
glasses.
one, what was my reason? So the lack of...
Reaganomics bill.
How much time we got?
9.
Okay, I can do
Do
this.
you support Reaganomics?
Alright.
Sorry. Were you about to tell me to shut up?
I was going to say, shut the fuck up. Let me get my 9 minutes. Because I gotta go fast, because we got 9 minutes.
Go fast.
Sorry.
We can take a break.
No, but I have a lot to say. Alright, guys. So, number one, the lack of the Democratic Party of kind of doing any change. So, for example, I have an example. One of them is Kamala Harris. It's not Kamala, it's Kamala, apparently. Kamala Harris, in an interview, stating, hey, or getting asked by an interviewer, like, hey, what are you going to do different from Joe Biden? They're like, hey, what do you have over Trump? And what she says for Joe Biden is like, I'm not going to do anything different. So automatically, that's just a terrible answer because a lot of people did not like Biden. And two, the thing, she's like, oh, what do you have that Trump doesn't have? She's like, I'm not Trump. That alone is not enough.
That's nothing.
That is nothing. It's
Yeah.
literally just, I'm just not a borderline fascist. It's like, well, great, but you still are
Have
a
to have
borderline
something.
fascist. So, again, that's two things. Like, one, she tries to distance herself away from the Biden campaign, but she's not doing anything different in her
Correct.
policies from the Biden campaign. So the American people saw through that bullshit automatically.
And there was a point in the campaign process where she did then come out and say, "Oh, I'm not going to do the same stuff as Biden did." I remember watching it. She said that like there's stuff that Biden did, and I'm not going to bring that over. And a lot of people took that as like, "Oh, like this is a different point that maybe we can talk about later." So I'm going to go real quick with this, but like there's a lot of people that think that Biden and Harris had a falling out during Kamala's campaign. And I think that maybe that had something to do with Kamala going like, no, his stuff was terrible. Because she at one point did come out and do that. But you're right, she was very flippy-floppy and all
she
this.
literally tried to distance herself as much away from that campaign and then proceeded to say, I'm not going to do anything different from that campaign. So that's just an automatic issue. It's like, well, you don't want people to associate you with that person, but you're literally just that person in like a female form and a little bit more progressive in a couple of like, I guess, areas. That's the first one. Second one was I told you the lack of Democratic voter, participation and turnout. There was literally 12 million less people that voted for Harris.
Yep.
That voted for Biden in 2020.
And how much of that, because you said you had the numbers, how much of that is going to Trump?
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many of it went for Trump.
I have the number. I mean, I can look it up while you're talking.
Yeah, but so there's literally 12 million people that did not. I think there's 150 million Americans that did not vote.
Correct.
And there's
Terrible.
12 million people. Yeah, and there's 12 million people that Kamala did not get that actually went to Joseph R. Biden. So it's just the fact that this wasn't. Somebody phrased it like this. This isn't a Republican win. This is a Democratic loss or a Democrat loss. This isn't, oh my God, the Republicans have great new ideas and they're like, winning every single voter. No, it's just the fact that Democrats did not vote. You just didn't vote. You have like 1.25 times more registered Democrats in the United States, and you didn't vote. There's the whole idea of like, oh, Democrats don't vote unless it's for the presidential race. You didn't even vote in the presidential race.
And this is the thing that I posted about on Twitter. I got really frustrated. And it's not like I want Democrats to vote. I just want people to vote. Just like give your opinion.
Here's my
I don't
thought about
understand why it's like, I get it if you're physically incapable to get there. 100%. If you can't get there, okay. Also, we have mail-in ballots. But anyway, there's so many ways to vote. They make it so easy for you to vote.
Yes.
It's basically that if you are not in a grave, you can vote. It's that simple.
Illegals can vote.
Can they?
No.
Well, there is some people. I'll get into it.
I know.
There are some people.
I
who
talked about this
have
at work
I was
pushed
going to
this.
make a joke about the dead people voting scandal.
Oh yeah, because there was like 6 people in Georgia in 2020 or something like that that had their moms. There's a whole thing. I've gotten into this. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Not only
Sorry, go ahead.
is it your right to vote, which people have fought and died for.
Yeah, I'll say.
Not to go to the extent.
Yeah, throw the
of that.
veterans in there. Makes you feel like a bigger point.
It is your civic duty to vote. If you don't exercise this civic duty, you will lose it.
Also, can we talk about like the whole notion of voting has kind of become like a borderline trend amongst young people? Like 10 years ago, young people were like, I don't feel like voting. But now it's like you borderline get shamed if you don't vote and you're young.
And that, I think, comes into play on what happened here, which I'll talk about later. Well, actually, I'll talk about it in my thing, but yeah.
And then my third, how much time have we got?
You got 4.
I got this. And then my
Three.
third reason
this.
is, again, the whole idea and notion of like, oh, Republicans good for the economy, Democrats good in social issues and like, what's it called? Like being green. What is that word? Environmental issues and things like that.
Green Party?
That is the party. And they're actually not for genocide. I totally understand if you voted for Jill Stein. That's totally fine. Chase Oliver, I have no clue about him. I haven't done research on him. But, yeah. Anyways, fucking the whole idea of like, oh, Republicans are good with the economy, it's just not true. I mean, maybe in the 1900s or something it might have been true, but since Ronald Reagan, because Ronald Reagan fucked everything up. He was the start of neoliberalism. His top-down like economic plans and trickle-down economics and so dog shit that it is literally the catalyst of the neoliberalism and hyper-capitalistic, crony capitalistic kind of thing that we have now. So thank God he's dead. I'm alive. He's not alive. Thank God he's not alive. Yeah. So first of all, Bush, recession. Actually, no, let's start with Reagan. Reagan, really good economy, and then all of a sudden we have a very bad economy because of his trickle-down economics. And then Bill Clinton, first president in a very long time to have a surplus budget, which is pretty fucking good because we've been in a negative balance budget every single year. So we've been going in debt every single year, with the exception of Bill Clinton in his one presidential, two presidential terms. And then we have George Bush with the housing, or just the recession of 2000. So Republican comes in, does terrible, okay, and then has a recession. And then who's right?
Hands it off to Obama.
Yeah, Obama gets it. And hey,
you're missing a Bush in there, but yeah.
Yeah,
you're missing a Bush.
The older Bush, but 2000. We're talking about the last 20 years. Obama gets it, he builds it up for 4 years, and then builds it up for another 4 years, and then hands off a pretty good economy to Trump. Trump gets it, and then actually, he's doing okay. He's doing not bad.
There's a lot of numbers that suggest he was okay.
Yeah.
It actually wasn't bad.
Yeah, not bad. The first 2 years, he's a businessman and all
what
that.
Would go wrong?
Then he gets hit with COVID, and it's like, brother, you should have done so many things different with COVID. You should have told people to wear masks. You shouldn't have advocated for hydroxychloroquine. You should have pushed for vaccines. You shouldn't have been like, hey, you shouldn't have surrounded yourself with supporters.
Yes, man.
No, not even yes men.
No.
It's not even people that were around him. It's just your MAGA cult that was like, hey man, if you take this, you're gonna be magnetized.
Well, and his administration was a shit show.
Yes.
Like even he admits it. Like it's not like an opinion. He admits that his administration was a shit show. He had to fire a bunch of people he hired, but he admits that
hopefully he
it was
learns
bad
from the last 4 years.
I think he will.
In office.
You can go. You have fun.
So Trump gets it and turns it to a terrible economy, and then Biden gets a terrible economy, and Biden for the next 4 years is continuing to make this into a better economy. For example, unemployment is pretty low. That's pretty good. And then every quarter of the economy, we get 200,000 new jobs, which is good. So it's not a bad economy, not nearly as bad. And the whole argument of they frequently say this: were you better off now than you were 4 years ago? 4 years ago, we were in COVID. We were in COVID. What do you mean 4 years ago?
Yeah.
You want to say 6? Sure, that's fine. 4 years ago, we were the worst that we've been since the Great Depression. The worst economic state of the United States since the Great Depression.
It's actually a really good argument if you think about it.
Yeah,
you're right.
4 years ago,
it was a lot worse.
Terrible.
It was a lot worse.
Yeah.
You're
so
right.
the whole idea of
pretty expensive.
very expensive during COVID, and now it's $270, $280. God bless Biden. God bless Biden. Because we all know presidents affect gas prices.
I thought it was.
I hate that. I hate it so much.
What?
The whole presidents affect gas prices. I cannot stand it.
And when it's Trump in office, if the gas prices are low, God bless Trump. But if they're high, we just ignore it. We don't even look at the gas prices.
By the way, the whole economy thing in presidents, while yes, overall presidents affect economy, once you get into specific things like gas, ignore the president. Get out of it. The president does not affect your eggs. It does not affect your gas. It's an overall system that gets put in place.
It's a lot of variables.
Yeah, I mean, stop blaming presidents. If you want to blame somebody, blame the Senate. I mean, what are you doing? All right, now to my opinion on how the Republican Party won. I definitely agree with both of y'all on this.
Sorry.
So I'm going to throw my own stuff in. One thing that Gio kind of pointed at was the young people. A lot of young people, especially in the South, voted for Trump. A lot of people that could not vote in 2020, that were able to vote in 2024, went Trump in the South.
So because their parents have been indoctrinated.
I'm sure some of that, but I kind of went back to my own high school experience as to why that was. And we live, by the way, Monticello. So it's not like there's a ton of Kamala people just sitting around here.
Doxing us.
But
I
still,
might be the only person in a couple miles.
but,
actually.
but still, if you went to our high school, all people that weren't able to vote yet, it was almost always, it was, yeah, yeah. So in our high school, it was what, maybe 200 people that are now able to vote that we went to high school with? That's 200 votes in one county that went to Trump.
How many of those people do you think could accurately tell you what Trump stood for?
Almost zero.
I actually have a picture of.
The flag incident.
Mhm.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
We can actually show that on the screen.
Can we?
Yeah,
Are we
fuck
allowed to?
them.
Can we block their faces? I do
Yeah,
have
we'll
a-
blur the face. But yeah,
That's only fair to blur their faces.
Half of them are wearing masks, dude.
that's true. It was during
Hold
COVID.
on, I gotta whip it out. The photo, I mean.
Ah,
No
I
one
was
else
hoping-
thought. No one
I was
thought.
hoping it was something else. I'm sorry. How did you get a picture of it?
I had one. At
Yeah.
this point.
Why don't we-
We'll flash it on
I was
the
gonna
screen.
say, let's just flash it on screen. Let's not show
Yeah,
it.
well, I mean, just yeah.
That's literally the hallway of our school the day of election day in 2020.
And those are now people that can vote.
Yes, those are now people that can vote. You can see the
Yes.
Gatlin flag.
Yeah.
You can see the fucking American flag, and you can see
Is
the
that the
Trump
Gatlin
flag.
flag? The snake one? I thought it was just called the Don't Tread Me snake.
So
No.
so like my point is that like okay, 200 people in Jasper County are now going to Trump, more that were not in 2020.
Yes.
I think if you escalate that
Yeah,
into
exactly.
all the other counties around Georgia that are not in Atlanta, because obviously Atlanta is very Democratic, and I'll get to that when we talk about the Democrats.
It wasn't democratic enough.
Yeah.
It was like
Trump-
one of 3 blue
Trump
spots.
added a lot of voters in counties like Jasper County, and I think it was a lot of younger people that are now able to vote that went Trump. I think America, especially in the South, when they had new voters, it was very heavily favored to Trump's point, or Trump's way, the Republican way.
The Republican
and
way.
the Republican way. And I just, props for an 80-year-old man getting to the younger audience.
He's
78.
He's
Yeah.
the oldest motherfucker in that Oval Office.
I'm gonna play like
And that's
as fair as I can.
it's really bad that we have a person that's going to be 82 as a president.
Do you
That's
think-
terrible.
True.
Do you think that people are gonna criticize him the same way that Biden was criticized?
Oh,
for
absolutely. He's
Yes.
already being criticized. Have you seen the dementia Biden passed on to him?
Yeah.
his days?
It's actually
my
bad.
final gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually bad.
Yeah, I was about to get to that, sort of. I don't want to, like, the Trump campaign was very, like, focused in on economy and immigration. And whether you
Yeah.
agree with that or not, it's really a good strategy for voters because they know what you're talking about. They can go, why am I voting for him? Economy, immigration. And it's something that I'll get into later with Kamala. What the fuck is she running with? What is her thing?
Fun fact: she made Fortnite creative maps to try to.
Like her,
As soon as I said
It-
Fortnite turned on.
great. It just felt to me that, like, yes, Kamala is saying things that her people that are going to vote for her agree with. Like, yes, we obviously should, be fair to people. And yes, we should obviously do that. But then when you ask her, okay, how are we doing that? She just goes, well, we just have to be nice to people. And it's like, what? Okay,
I think
great.
she fell into like the Hamilton dilemma.
I just think she did it. I'm going to save this for the Democratic thing. I'm going to try to save it, but I don't think she knew what she was going. I don't think her campaign was ready.
She stood for nothing, so she fell for nothing.
Sure, I just think that I'm going to save it.
Hard enough.
I'm going to save it because I do want something to say for the Democratic side of it. Going back to Trump, his campaign was really solid and really focused, and going to when we watched Trump in 2016 and someone in 2020. He was hitting everything. Like, he was talking about, 30 things in his rallies. And it was like, okay, now he's talking about this, now he's talking about that. This time, he seemed really focused. He got on stage, he did his thing, and he got off stage. And he brought other smart, intelligent people. Yes, they're part of the Republican Party, but yes, you know what, people? They can be intelligent, too. That's for the Democrats out there. Yes, Republicans can be intelligent. But, like J.D. Vance, whether you agree with that man or not,
So fucking weird.
he is very weird.
Fuck the couch.
You fucked the couch?
Yeah.
Good on him.
But it's like when he gets on stage, he's focused. He knows what he's talking about, and I think that a lot of voters went, okay, she doesn't know what she's talking about. This guy at least knows what he's talking about, and I think that struck a lot of voters. I just think that played a big part in it because she gets up there and talks about joy, and it's like, great, we all want joy, but how are you going to give us the joy?
Mm.
And she's got nothing, and Trump's got the answer. Trump's got a answer. I'm not gonna say it's the answer, but he's got a answer.
I don't think there's ever going to be the answer.
True. I mean, you can't make everyone happy, but I just think the Trump campaign was actually a really solid campaign. I think a lot of people are going to look at that and go, that was a smart campaign for who their guy was, for who their voters were, and it added people. Look at the numbers. It added voters.
I also think, like, Kamala's campaign tried to approach young voters in the wrong way. Like, you remember that video I sent in the group chat?
Which one?
About the one where, like, it was the girl speaking in new age terms.
Yes.
About Kamala. That was stupid. I'm sorry. I'll
Yes.
say it.
But that wasn't her
absolutely.
campaign. That was just a fucking.
No, it was
independent.
paid for by the Kamala campaign.
I don't
Yeah, it was.
look at. I mean, Martin, get on that. But yeah, I mean, I want to save it for I wanted something to say for the Democratic side.
So let's just get into
But like what you were saying is true. Is that like the reason Trump won overall is because the Democratic Party fucked up.
Yes.
And there's so many things we can name, and I hope y'all hit some of them because I got a ton, and I don't want to sit here talking for an hour. But
It's fine if you do.
but like
so far he is.
the reason they you're sure.
I gave up his whole game.
But yeah, Trump ran a good campaign. I thought he ran a good campaign. I think there's a lot of evidence to suggest that he did. But, you know, I think the Democratic Party overall is the reason why he's in office. And instead of blaming Republicans, why don't you blame yourselves? Because like Gio said, why don't you vote?
Yeah, I don't understand you people. Actually.
If you want
You don't hate them, do
if you want your person in the White House, maybe you should vote for them so they're actually there.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
The only people that should be allowed to post on social media and complain are the people that, for the most part, voted. There's
He
exceptions.
just quoted my tweet.
There's exceptions because there's some people that literally cannot vote. Of course, people like illegal immigrants and people that are below 18. But if you're able to vote and you didn't vote and then you still proceed to bitch about it on social media,
Yeah.
just shut the fuck up.
It's a problem.
Anyways,
Stop
Like I said,
so are we on the Democratic?
We
Oh,
are.
yeah, I yeah, I thought they were too unfocused.
Okay.
They said a lot of really good things, but not how to do those good things.
Okay.
I think Kamala fell into the PC trap.
Man, we're people. Now that I know how to say her name, I've noticed how many people
Did I just
mispronounce it.
mispronounce it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
What was it?
Kamala.
Kamala.
Who knows how many times? I probably did it a
No.
billion times just to make
Kamala fell into the PC trap. She tried to please
Camilla.
too many people.
Mhm.
It's like
Sure.
it's like overgeneralizing your audience. That's why people who fall into niches are have a lot more loyal followers and a lot more like
Yeah, she's got she's got a loyal background.
a good way to
Some
explain
would say
this.
more than Trump.
is
Yet
look-
they don't vote.
A good way to explain it is like a variety YouTuber versus a YouTuber with a dedicated thing. A person with a dedicated thing on their channel is gonna have a lot more returning viewers
Like Trump.
that stay there and go, hey, this is what I want. I'm gonna come back for this and this and this.
On his thumbnails, economy, immigration. You
Exactly.
understand what he's running for.
Kamala, or how do you say it again?
Kamala.
Kamala.
The only other way.
Kamala had 3 question marks,
Okay.
and they always changed each video. Each time she spoke, it was something different.
That's why I'm saying like her theme was joy, and it's like, well, how do we get there? And she's got nothing.
I think your theme was, "Hey, I'm not going to take away democracy."
That's just a really like bad campaign to run on. I feel like because you're not saying anything. You're saying what people want to hear, but then they go, okay, how? I'm not Trump.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was gonna
That's
get.
a terrible.
I was gonna.
That's a terrible.
It's one of
way.
my things, but yeah, like a lot of times, especially in the debates, she's just attacking Trump.
Yeah,
and I think
it was literally what Trump did in 2016.
Yes, but I think the difference is that once Trump embarrassed somebody, bullied somebody on stage, he then had an answer to their questions. Once Kamala was done, attacking Trump, they then ask her a question. She either says, "I'm doing it like Biden did it," or she says, "I got a plan," or she says, "We just got to come together." And it's like, just give me the thing. And by the way, I'm not asking for like a whole like list and here's the blueprint. No one's asking for that. But like Trump gets up there and goes, "This is what we're going to do. We're going to do tariffs. This is how we're going to do the tariffs. This is how tariffs work." That's what he does.
Can I just mention, like, I love, there's like this political cartoon that like there's like sheeps looking at a poster and then the poster says, "I will eat you," and then the caption is, "He just says it how it is." It's like Americans are literally voting against their own interests by voting for Trump, especially women. So like the whole idea, like, oh man, he's gonna do tariffs so that you incentivize domestic production, domestic manufacturing by American companies
That we don't have right now?
Yeah, one, we don't have that, and also, just if you understand the basic way that tariffs work, you know that we're the ones that are going to be paying that upcharge. Yeah. So he's like, "Oh yeah, tariffs. We're going to incentivize American production." It's like, okay, that's awesome, but guess what? Labor in the U.S. costs a lot more than labor in China, so even if you do incentivize production, you're probably just going to break even with the cost of the Chinese product, which already has a tariff on it. So honestly, it's going to go 50-50 with the American consumer.
Which is what J.D. Vance said. J.D. Vance went against Trump in like a very like polite and "I'm still with you" way. But he went like, "Yeah, we can't just walk into the White House and put the tariffs on. Mm-hmm. We have to have a plan and bring stuff back to America, and then we can do the tariffs." Yeah, and even then, I don't think that's the most successful way. I'm going back to you. Would you stop? You just shut up.
Just saying.
What is your problem today? You're being...
I'm being what? I'm being you?
I'm going to take a term from Gio's page. You're being really bratty today. Anyway.
I'm just playing Austin.
Wow. You interrupted me.
Go ahead.
I think Gio interrupted you.
Go ahead.
Why would you blame Gio? Is it because... What's your problem with me?
Actually, what happened was you were talking, then he interrupted you, then I interrupted you.
Oh, gotcha.
And then you started talking again, and then Silas just got left in the dust.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Literally once I was done talking, I was going to go back to you. I was literally going to throw back to you, but
throw it back on me?
Wow.
Please do.
So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, J.D. Vance was like, "Yeah, we gotta have a system. We can't just walk in and put the tariffs on." Which, like, it's a thing that I'm actually not like. I'm just kind of interested in how the Trump administration as a whole is going to run. Because I know what Trump's going to do. We've seen what Trump's going to do. But he's got a whole new administration coming. And I'm just interested to see, is Trump going to have his... is Trump going to be able to do whatever he wants? Or are these people going to go, actually, sir, this is the more efficient way to do it? I just wonder, how is all that going to work? And we're going to find out because we don't know. But, yeah. Silas, continue so you can stop being so abrupt.
I hope he knows this is all a big joke.
I always know.
Mm-hmm. I just think, the way that... How do you say it one more time? I'm so sorry. I'm so terrible.
Go ahead. Just say what you think it is.
I'm going to say whatever I say. I don't...
Go ahead.
Kamala?
Mm-hmm. That's good.
All right. The way that Kamala Harris ran her campaign, she stretched out in too many different sections as well. Like I mentioned earlier, she made a Fortnite map. Mm-hmm. She made a Fortnite map. Who does Fortnite appeal to? People who aren't able to vote yet.
That's true.
Who does the video I sent appeal to? people who can't vote yet.
But
I think she reached too young.
But maybe they're thinking maybe 2028 helps her because maybe they're thinking like re-election purposes.
Maybe, but why not focus on the election that's right there?
I agree, but I'm just saying
That just doesn't seem like a
Yeah.
worthwhile strategy.
Mhm.
And I think, and I really do think that they just underestimated Trump because they were like, who's going to vote for this convicted felon? Or
yeah. Yeah.
I think 81 million people. Let me check that.
A lot of people.
Hold on, I got the screenshot.
well,
Keep
yeah,
going.
but they didn't think, they weren't going, oh, he's going to get voted in. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I think everyone expected a few votes for Trump, like a state or two, at least, if not more. I predicted it was going to be a pretty close race, personally.
Apologize. It's 73 million. Technically, there's still some votes being counted in Nevada and Arizona, but yeah, 73 million.
73 million and counting.
And counting.
Because he's going to win Arizona and Nevada, so and count.
Stop the cow. Stop the cow.
That's, oh my god.
You didn't like that one?
No, I just a flashback. I was like, I forgot about that.
What's that? That was
2020.
2020, yep.
Yep.
Stop the cow. Stop the cow.
So funny.
Which, like,
No, we're losing. We don't want to lose.
I can't. I didn't talk about this in the Republican, and I should have.
Hmm?
I'm just doing that mess for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go on. I was actually just breathing.
No, I have nothing.
Are you done, Bowie?
Yeah, I can call it there.
Okay.
For the most part. I'm not a very political person. I'm not politically informed enough to conversate.
Just wait till we turn off the camera. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I feel like I've said all,
Hate it all.
I think I've said everything that I need to say about the Democratic Party. It's literally just you didn't separate yourself enough from Biden. You didn't separate yourself enough from Biden, and even when you did kind of separate yourself away from Biden, you said you're just going to do the exact same thing that Biden did. So like you're flip flop, and you're like, okay, well I don't want to be associated with that guy, but I'm not going to be any different from that guy. That's one of the biggest issues that you did. So yeah, and also, oh fuck, what was that? Never mind, I forgot my train of thought. That's all I have to say.
Can I get like a 1 to 10 on how you feel the Democratic Party performed? 1 being the worst.
You mean the Harris campaign?
Yeah,
right?
the Harris campaign.
Okay.
Can I
The
get like a
Harris
1?
campaign? How it performed? Like a 3.
And what would you give Trump's?
Like a 7. I mean, he won.
That's true. You got to give it at least a 5 for winning.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that, and then like, oh yeah, I remember now. This whole stop the count thing. It's
Stop the count!
so funny how Republicans in 2020 are like, our president's in the lead. You can stop counting votes now.
Mhm.
And now they're like, keep it going, keep it going.
And
Yeah.
they just want to see how much they win by.
Yeah, it's like
it's like that kid when they play Super Smash Brothers. They're like, it's like the guy who rage quits in a video game, but when they're winning, they want to keep it going.
They're fucking children, dude. It's very, very sad and very, very disappointing.
Both sides, I would say.
We didn't say stop the count in 2020, and we're not saying stop the count now.
No,
Democrats did it.
but they're childish in different ways.
In just, I'm just gonna block you, as opposed to, hey, it's undermine democracy.
they're definitely both sides have dealt with this issue in the past 8 years in different ways.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just the Democrats.
Why are you doing that in this moment? Why are you making the most noise?
I'm sawing.
What is your
The
problem?
Democrats post about it on social media, and then the Republicans just go to the Capitol and try to overthrow
Yeah.
democracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically the same thing.
Yeah,
I
same.
guess it's childish in different ways.
Yeah. Different ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to saw through this with the
I just wonder
Yeah.
why in that
You
moment
don't
when
gotta-
Joe's
you-
trying to talk.
You don't gotta do that, so it's okay.
I just want to see if I can.
Yeah,
He's like a kid.
I think you can. We don't gotta shoot though.
Oh,
It's Austin's turn to talk.
Thank you.
sorry, buddy. I didn't want to seem like I was being rude.
No, it's fine.
I just got.
You didn't want to seem like it.
No, I just got a single track mind there. Sorry. I got one slide and I was like, it's like slicing through paper.
You start talking, then he gets out a mini saw blade.
Oh,
Go
man. Okay. So my first thing, and this goes to, this goes all the way back to 2020, and this kind of goes to like I thought Harris was going to win. How do you? take the name and face away from whoever the Democratic nominee is. How do you have a situation where the guy that loses in 2020 is back for 2024, and he cried about it?
You did cry.
Take your opinion. Take your political opinions if you like Trump or not. You gotta admit, the guy did cry about it.
Every fucking chance he got.
Yeah. And my biggest issue is like when you're asked for the evidence, you don't offer the evidence. Like if you say there's evidence, let me see it. And he hasn't shown it. He said he was on the Joe Rogan podcast and he was like, there's books about it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, but that's not your evidence. Where's your evidence? Because the only evidence that I believe has been found, like the biggest thing was like in Georgia, there was like 6 women that were dead, or 6 women that were dead that got put on the ballot. By the way, for Trump. Like that was like a thing that happened. So like I'm not saying like voter fraud and all that doesn't exist. It definitely exists, but it doesn't exist exist in a big way to where it can actually affect an election. It just doesn't. It can't happen. At least in the form that we have right now, it just can't happen. But anyway, like I just don't know how like whether you agree that he started the January 6th thing or not, because I'm not even gonna get into that. Whether he did or didn't, whatever. Just like it happened, and his voters were the ones that did it. I don't know how you add voters in that situation. Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
And it just comes.
Moved by how ballsy they were.
No, it just goes back to the whole Democratic Party. Like when you like, how long did they know that Biden couldn't do it?
You think
How long was he our president, and he was in the state that he was, to where the Democratic Party had to pull him?
You think they knew that before they pulled him officially?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
1,000%. They were just like pushing it on,
Yeah.
and it wasn't until they got to that like first and second. I don't know if they had. I think they only had one debate, and they were like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
that was the one.
Biden, you actually did absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
You did terrible. We knew you were bad, but we didn't think you were gonna be this bad."
We knew
And
you
so
were
they
gonna win, but-
literally were like, somebody up top was like, "You gotta switch. We're not gonna win if you run." And so, I really think kind of what fucked over Kamala was the fact that she didn't have enough momentum,
No, she didn't.
because she got into the race months before the election.
And she definitely she definitely didn't have any momentum because.
That's something.
And look, this one might have to be fact checked. I've just heard it from people that I trust as reliable sources. I haven't seen it for myself,
Yeah,
but I hear it all the time. But she was voted as the worst vice president of all time. She was just voted as the worst vice president of all
It'll
time.
be right here if it's true or not.
Yeah, I mean, fact check me all you want on that one. But whether that's true or not, the simple fact is the Biden administration that 4 years wasn't received well, and she was the vice president of it. So it's not like putting her creates any momentum. It's the same thing with Biden. Just because she's a woman, it doesn't add women voters because of that. This idea that putting a woman as the president, taking a man out, putting a woman will add women voters is the dumbest thing in the world. How dumb do you think women are? What is women? Women aren't just
you looking at
it's a
me?
vagina on stage. They're not idiots. They do actually believe in a plan, a system.
Yeah.
So it's so dumb for everyone to go well, Kamala's gonna get the women vote. What are you talking about? It's not a given. She has to prove it.
Well, yes, I agree with that, and also borderline. If you're a woman, you probably voted for Kamala.
They didn't though. Look at the numbers.
Really?
The women majority was for Trump.
Really?
Yes.
I'm very surprised on that because of the fact that for Latino male voters, for Latino female voters, the majority went for Kamala.
Yes.
That's just a statistic. And then for Latino male voters, it was really 50-50 between
Which is
Kamala
a very different thing
and
from the
Donald
Biden
Trump.
Trump 2020.
Yes, because the majority of Latino voters were for Biden.
Mhm.
I think it was 30, I forgot the exact stat, but it went from 30 for Biden to 10 points for Trump. So it went 30% more likely for Biden, and then now it's literally 10% more for Trump. So it went like a whole 45 point towards Trump.
Crazy uptake.
Yeah, it's pretty big actually.
It's
so.
historic, actually.
Yeah,
get
and
that this is
I'm gonna be honest, I
legendary.
don't understand that. Like,
I don't either.
why? Like, this is the whole idea of like you're literally voting against your own interest.
He says it how it is.
Why? Yeah, he says it how it is. Yeah, I'm going to make the next 4 years of your life absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to take away your rights, and that's it. And then they're like, I like this guy. He speaks his mind.
I don't know how
You think
that.
there's one person that goes, this might be bad for me, but
At least he's honest.
Yeah, at least he's honest.
The only thing I can think is
there
that
had to be at least one, right?
the only thing I can think is that they're in an agreement that we need a secure border, which is like, yeah, I guess once you're here, you're like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't let 100 million people in a year, and to just be illegal, because I don't think there's anyone in the world that is just like, yeah. Let's just let all these people in and they never become American citizens. I think everyone wants everyone to become American citizens, right? I think there's just different beliefs in how we're going to get people there.
I do have a topic that I want to touch on.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, hold on real quick before we start. I'm going to show you all how far I got in this can real quick. Because I know that we were doing it earlier. I want to show that it wasn't for nothing.
No, it was for nothing. It doesn't. You could have gone all the way around the can. It's for nothing.
But have you done it with one of them soda liddy things? Oh, my thing's getting like wet. Damn, this thing getting wet.
The clips on this is going to be in the compilation. The women joke, the Ben Shapiro pussy joke.
Yeah.
The like one of me actually like, I'm not really crashing out, but it's like you can be a convicted felon.
It was kind of
Still-
it was kind of a tweaker. It was kind of a tweaker moment. But yeah. Kind of gang shit. You know. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I've also been building that.
Yes, I heard it.
We've seen it.
You
I heard
heard that?
I
Yeah.
heard it.
How the hell did you hear?
Yeah.
No,
On
there's
the
no way
page.
it's that loud.
Do it.
Well, because you fucking took away all the crust.
Although I wasn't doing that motion, I wasn't sawing at all.
You were doing that.
No, those are strokes.
Oh, so you went.
No, I'll show you what I did. Look.
You hear that shit?
No, very good. I was going.
Can you not hear that?
Yeah, but it's a lot less.
He wasn't doing that. Mark, go back. He definitely was not doing that. Silas is in the wrong once again. Quit making noise. God.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Look what you did. Look what you did to him.
I know.
He's all bratty.
He is being all bratty.
All right, continuation of what were we talking about?
The Latino vote going to Trump.
Yeah, that's so insane.
It's crazy.
Women vote, Latino vote. I really hope there were no gays for Trump, because
Tim Dillon.
guess what, dude? You go into jail.
Well, we'll get into that later, because I do want to talk about the policy that we are now going to be into. But going back to the Democratic thing, another big issue that I think they had is just going from Biden to Kamala and not having a primary.
Yeah, that's terrible.
What is that? Why would... We're all, like, no one...
No voting.
Like, I get it that, like, look, I think that the Democratic Party and the Kamala campaign and the media, because the media, most of them are inherently leaning Democratic. They did a really good job of going like, Kamala is great, when no one was saying that before she got the nomination.
Mhm.
No one was saying like, oh, she's the next president, like she's the next big thing.
I agree.
No one was saying that. So
The overall opinion of her prior to her nomination was like, we dislike you, you're a cackling witch. And then now it's, everybody likes you.
yeah, so this whole thing of like, where they just totally flipped it, and they were like, she's great, she's the next thing. They did a really good job of like doing it, but I think it also was like a shocking thing, at least to me, because I was like, I don't remember.
A month ago?
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember her being this great entity.
No, yeah, I agree with you.
I don't.
It was the marketing on her campaign was insane. It was
Yeah.
very good.
She
It's
was
the best
everywhere.
that I've ever seen.
But I think it backfired because it was too much of her,
Yes.
which I'm gonna get into. But
I
like,
still don't know who was like who. I don't know. Anyone
Her social media
Yeah,
team was
I was
awesome.
like Tim Waltz.
yeah, I'm gonna get into Timmy Boy. What are you doing?
Are we gonna bring up
Skip
that
that house.
clip? Are we gonna bring up the clip?
I wasn't going to.
But I just thought about it.
That's gonna take a lot of time.
That
We'll
would
save
be-
it for the
We'll
end.
save that for like a different one.
You sure?
We can zoom tag that on.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
end or something like that.
But like Kamala, she never had any. She never had like any, like what you were saying, Gio. She never had any momentum or energy. Like there was nothing. It never felt to me like she was adding voters.
Yeah.
I just thought that a lot of people would turn out in the election and it would win because more people are Democrats in this country, right? Like the majority of the country, although we haven't seen it because not everyone will go vote. It's the dumbest fucking thing in the world. But the majority in this country, as it is like who is who, is Democrats.
Yes.
Clearly not.
So technically they should win every 4 years.
Clearly
if it-
not, though.
The people
I mean,
from the
Clearly
people that
not.
from the
I
people,
had to make the joke. I
from
had
the,
to
from
do
the
it.
people that vote, yes.
I had to
Yes.
make the joke.
Twice.
Sorry.
Yeah. But
What you said?
Twice.
Oh, twice. What about twice?
You did it twice. Clearly not.
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I just thought that she never really added anybody, and like what I was saying earlier, she never really had like a campaign. Like I know she went everywhere and she said stuff, but like, what did she
say?
run for? I don't know. Like I don't know. What was she? She said what was it? She was gonna give the middle class a tax break. Great. How are you gonna do it? I don't know. I know Trump said like he's gonna
So-
cut this, cut that. What was Kamala's plan for the economy? I don't know.
So I can
Bag.
tell you that one.
Okay. Is it like the Biden thing? Is it just Biden's?
No.
Okay.
So, by the way, fun fact. Very quick fun fact. We're gonna run back to
Yeah.
the Kamala tax plan, but if you have an issue with your taxes right now, we've been under Trump's what is it called, Jobs and Tax Act since he was president, and I believe it ends in 2025, January 2025. So if you have an issue with your taxes, that's an issue you have with Trump. So the whole idea of like, well, I'm making less money now that Biden's president is just bullshit because it's still Trump's tax plan, and it's been his tax plan since he's been president. So the whole idea of like, well, you're making less money now, well, that's on Trump if you have an issue with that. That's a side note, though. I just learned that recently. I can't wait to bring that up in Thanksgiving when it'd be like, oh man, fucking.
This is gonna be a fun.
This is gonna be a great Thanksgiving.
Yes, it
It's
is.
gonna be. I can't wait to have our annual Foodies feast for Thanksgiving.
But anyways, so Kamala's tax plan. Well, there's a couple of things in her economic plan. There was one increasing the child tax credit. So okay, how are you gonna get the money for that? We'll get to that in a second. Doubling the tax credit. The whole idea behind that is like, hey, if we allow people to have more money to invest into like things like childcare, that means that parents will be more incentivized to get a job and get into the workforce. Understandable. I support that. The second thing was, hey, let's give home buyers a $25,000 down payment, first-time home buyers though, because owning a house and owning property is a good thing in this economy. There's not enough of that in this economy because
Agreed.
a lot of corporations are literally just buying single-family households and kind of like monopolizing it.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
It's a very big problem.
Which I did hear her say that she was gonna attack that.
She was gonna do $25,000 like down payment. Like I guess surplus is like, hey, you're trying to buy a home? Here's $25,000 to help you out with it. Another thing was like, hey, we're gonna try to make collateral free or like consequence free loans for first time business starters.
Oh, yeah.
I fuck with that too. And the whole idea of like, remember that post where she was like, oh, we're gonna do it for black men. I understand where she was going with that, but that doesn't really mean it's gonna be exclusively for black men, right? Like the whole idea of like, oh, we're gonna make life easier for illegal immigrants or immigrants. Yeah, that's kind of implied with just any kind of like what is it? Immigrant friendly policies, that doesn't mean we're gonna go out of our way to like completely support you guys. It just means it's implied. Same thing with like, okay, we're gonna provide loans for Americans, collateral-free loans, which guess what? Americans also include black people. She was just highlighting, hey,
Yeah.
didn't really do anything, but it was like, hey, black people, white people, any type of people, you're gonna get, business loans. And the whole idea of like, okay, well, how the fuck are you gonna pay for that? The whole idea behind it was she was gonna increase the corporate tax rate, and also she was gonna increase. I think I sent you a reel of like, hey, you're gonna have to pay taxes on what do they call it? Unrealized assets, which is like assets that you haven't tapped into yet. So like for example, if you own stocks, right, and you haven't sold them, you're gonna get taxed on them, which you don't right now.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the money, and you don't. But if you do have the money, or not if you do have them, the stocks, and she passes that, then you'd get taxed on that. Which people were like, well, how the fuck am I gonna pay for that? I'm like, hold on. This is only going to be for people that are making 400,000, that have a not net worth, but it's like a value.
Yeah, that key number.
Of 400,000
that
and
a lot.
up.
Yeah.
And also this increase in the tax bracket, or like the tax, what they're going to tax you, is only for the upper class. Which she was like 400,000 and up. And genuinely, if you're making 400,000 and up, I'm not gonna lie, dude, you're probably living fine. So like, I know you're greedy and shit, but like, you're probably doing fine. Like a salary of 72 grand is perfect for somebody. Like just to live comfortably.
I'll take it right now.
If you're making 400 grand, dude, you can afford paying a little bit more taxes to help other people out, in wealth inequality. So
well, with those cuts that she's suggesting, yes.
Yeah. So it's the like, okay, well, you want to give money to business owners, you want to give money to people that are trying to buy a house, and you're trying to give money to people that own a kid, right? How do you pay for that?
Own a kid. That's a funny way to say it.
Yeah. So how do you pay for that? Okay,
Money.
well, you have to get money from somewhere else. Where are you going to get that money from? Corporate taxes, and also people that make 400,000 and up. So that's where she's getting that money from. But the issue with that is that you have to pay attention to know that.
Yeah, because like.
And she didn't market it good enough.
Yes, I 100%
Because people
agree
that
with
don't
that.
really are willing to go to her
I don't know.
social media or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the like Trump made it short and sweet, or like because I don't know what it was, but like the Trump stuff. While there was only a few things he was running on, which I think helped his campaign, I kind of know like what you're saying about Kamala stuff. I know the Trump side of it. I don't know her side of it. I didn't know most of that stuff.
You haven't done anything else in it. It's
I said it
Kamala.
wrong. I know, I said it wrong. I just don't.
You've gotten it right so far,
Kamala.
like recently.
Kamala.
Fuck.
No.
Kamala.
Kamala. Yeah.
You got me messed up.
Anyway, yeah, I just like I don't know if it's like a chance thing, but like the stuff I've seen, especially like media wise, like NBC, CNN, Fox, all that stuff. When you're watching those clips, I hear Trump talk about his stuff. When I see Harris, I hear her say the beginning thing, like we're going to give you the tax cut. That 400,000, I remember, was a key number she brought up a lot. But then it's just like, we got to be nicer. Or we got to do this for this group of people and this for this group of people. And I never heard an answer for how she's going to do it. Yeah. I know he needs something to say.
Well, I was saying about something you said earlier about the woman vote. A lot of people are saying that a big reason that Trump got in was sexism. Because they thought that a woman president just wouldn't be as good as a man. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that Trump being a man helped his chances?
Yes.
Yeah, but how much?
Not significantly. For example, I'm going to give you a subtle piece of misogyny right here.
Okay.
It's not subtle if you say it's subtle.
Okay, I'm going to give you a very blatant piece of misogyny. But it is actually subtle that nobody ever thinks about. So did you know that typically for like female figures, political figures especially, we always call women by their first name, and the men by their last name, and that kind of creates a power imbalance, and especially in regards to respect. We call Hillary Hillary. We call Kamala Kamala. We call Liz Cheney Liz Cheney, and we
What's her
get
last name?
Biden Cheney.
Oh.
we say her full name. We don't go Liz. So who the fuck are you talking
So-
about? We
so-
go Biden. We go Trump. We go Obama.
Yeah.
We go Bush. We go
Reagan.
Reagan.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ron was his first name. I got
Ronald.
Yeah, so we like
Yeah.
innately
Kennedy.
that's just a
Roosevelt.
You're right. Yeah, and I've
That's-
never really noticed that.
Washington.
But yeah.
that like of course like
Lincoln.
it's not
Yeah.
like
I just
terrible.
mom.
Like I mean it is kind of not good because it just kind of shows how we more so have been ingrained to more so show respect to male figures and female figures, but that's just one slight thing of like misogyny in society.
I got my finger pointed first. Oh, he's pointing
Yeah,
at
you put it at him, and then I thought about something that he
Yeah.
said earlier, so I put it at you
Um,
to bring it up.
Do you
There's some
think
things we don't
do you
think
think
about.
we do that because they take their husband's name? So it's not their last name?
Well, but the
I'm,
issue
no,
is,
I know, I 100% agree with you. That's true. But I'm asking, why do we do it? Is it just inherently we want to disrespect women, like in our brain? Like, do we just naturally do that, or is it, hey, we are doing your first name because your last name isn't technically your real last name? When it becomes to like political, all that stuff.
I don't think it's because of their last name.
Mhm.
And you want to know why?
Why?
Do you know? I'm trying to say it the right way because you guys got me mixed up now. You know Kamala's husband's name, and it doesn't end with Harris.
Dave Matthews.
Wait, Harris is her actual last name?
It's her
I
last
just blindly assumed it wasn't. Okay. What is this, like a
name. It's like
John or Ron or something like that?
Tim. I don't know. It's
Nah,
Tim Walsh.
It's Timmy, which I'm
I
about
actually
to
forgot
talk
his
about.
name, but it
Timmy.
is not. It
Okay.
is not.
Well, he's looking that up. I think it's interesting. You called Harris by Harris earlier.
Douglas Emhoff.
Douglas.
Douglas.
What kind of name
Dougie.
is Douglas?
We don't call her.
Teach me.
No, we don't call her
She
him.
don't.
Paul.
She doesn't. She doesn't have his last name. We don't even call her Harris. We call her Kamala, or people
Yeah.
mispronounce it and say Kamala.
So it's an inherent misogyny in people.
It is an inherent.
Because women do it too. I've seen it all the time. So
Yes.
it's like a misogyny that
Yeah.
it's just a human thing.
Yeah.
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 Okay. I've never really noticed that.
Yeah. It's an interesting fact that like. I
Did you
saw-
figure that out, or you
No,
like saw
I
it?
saw it on like
Okay.
TikTok, and I'm like, damn, I never.
I
fucking
think
thought
that
about
means we gotta break the mold.
That's right.
We gotta start calling her Harris
That's right. Harris.
or Donald.
Which actually
Would you rather
helps
say
me, but-
Donald or Harris? I feel like Harris is more.
Let's
Harris.
call Trump Donald from now on.
I don't know. If
And
I can do that.
let's
I'm too
call-
tired. It's
See, he's
past
not going to be
12.
able to do it. It's
No.
ingrained in him. It's misogyny.
ingrained.
It's a subtle hint of misogyny
Yeah.
that's been ingrained into America.
Yeah,
Very
it's-
interesting.
I always thought it was a respect thing. I mean, it is a respect thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is a
Yeah.
respect thing.
Yeah, it is.
It was beaten to me as a child.
That's very interesting.
Mhm.
Anyway,
What?
Kind of forgot what I was. Was I supposed to talk about something else? I think I.
well, it was my turn, but I think we were, segmenting off of it.
I thought you wanted to talk about Walt C.
I do want to talk about Timmy Boy.
Tampon Tim.
Why do you keep calling him Timmy Boy?
Because, I'll tell you why I'm calling him Timmy Boy.
Alright, we're getting into it.
When I first saw him picked, and I first saw him speak at a rally, I knew nothing about this. I didn't know he existed until Kamala picked him. And I was like,
There
you know
go.
what?
There you go again.
I was like,
Harris.
Harris. I'm so misogynistic, guys.
Flip it.
There have been so many times where you just flip it.
Anyway, so like I was like, oh, this guy sounds
Flip it, Connor.
good, and he sounded to me, he sounded a lot better than her.
Yeah, I agree. I would have rather him run than her because
But-
he has some amazing
Yeah.
policies.
But then, as the campaign continued, while yes, I do agree with some of his policies, he's just an inherent liar.
Are you talking about him lying about his military service?
That's not the only thing he lied about. He said his wife had I don't want to say,
Oh,
surrogate's not the right word.
IVF.
But yeah.
What is that?
And then his wife came out and was like, that's not true.
What's an IVF?
It's like kind of like borderline, like artificial insemination, but not really.
Whoa.
And and like his excuse at the vice president's debate was, like his excuse was like, sometimes I mess up, and it's like, how do you mess up that much?
That was when he was talking about where he was
Yeah.
during Vietnam.
No, the tank coming down the China.
Tiananmen Square.
Tiananmen Square.
Yes,
He
you're
said
right,
he
sorry.
was there.
What?
He wasn't there. And then he's talking because he started out as a coach.
What are you talking about? What is Tiananmen Square?
What?
It's a joke.
Oh, okay.
That's not real.
Oh, okay.
Our glorious leader was that,
Thanks, Sash, for taking me off the track.
Sorry,
Really
I just
secret.
saw him
Talking
bring it
about
up.
Tim Wall's line.
Yeah, he
being
was
a
an assistant.
pathological liar.
He was an assistant coach, and he said he was a head coach. You never were a head coach, Timmy boy.
Okay.
Like I cannot care about your policies if you're an inherent liar.
Why are you
And I
calling
get
him
that
Timmy
politicians lie all the time,
They do.
but like they don't necessarily lie about stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like just you can be honest about that. You can lie about your genocide,
Mhm.
but in fact you probably should lie about your
So
genocide.
he's okay with lying about genocide, but when it comes to being a head coach, it's just off limits.
Well, it's because he wants to be a head coach.
Yeah,
right?
this is
No,
great.
no.
It's home for him.
No.
So why are you calling
Timmy
Timmy
was
boy?
a big disgrace to the coaching industry. No, I'm kidding.
Why are you calling him Timmy boy?
I'm calling Timmy boy because I lost a lot of respect for him. Like you can't just lie.
Just call him Tampon Tim.
Tampon Tim,
You should
man.
probably just lose respect for all presidents that are presidents.
I basically
or
have.
any
no,
politician.
No, Silas, I have.
You
I don't.
can't.
I have.
One cannot.
I hate
be,
politics.
One cannot be moral and a politician.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes. I
trying to start a
sort of
fire
agree.
underwater. It's like trying to start a fire underwater.
I think it depends on your position, but yes, I agree with your general statement of that. Yes.
Morality does have no place in politics.
But I think she had a poor pick for vice president because he kept shooting himself in the foot. Like his policies kept taking a backseat to like, hey, why'd you lie about this?
Mhm.
And then he's like, oh, my brain, I just forgot. It's like you can't.
Brain?
He was, I think, he was very charismatic
I think it
as
was.
the vice president. Like the discrepancy between J.D. Vance going to like a donut shop and then Tim Walz
Yeah.
going to like a shop was insane. J.D. Vance was so fucking awkward, and then
Yes.
during the interaction with the lady where he's filming, she goes, "I'd rather not be on camera." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And then Tim Walz, everybody just fucking loved him in the ice cream shop.
Yeah.
It's like that video of Obama and Biden going into an ice cream shop back when people didn't hate Biden.
Yeah.
People still love Obama, by the way.
Yeah, he's a big figure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm excited to see come back now that like Trump's in office again?
Obama.
No, yes, it's about Obama.
Okay.
It's the AI voices of like Obama, Trump, and Biden. You remember those?
Yeah.
Those are really fun. I'm glad they're coming back. If nothing else, we'll be getting some like presidential tier lists coming out again.
Yeah.
Alright.
Isn't that
Do you have anything? I think you went. I went.
about?
You started with the Democrat, right?
Oh, I got one more thing, and this is based on my data here.
My statistics.
It's so foggy.
I know
It is very foggy. It's
Okay.
actually turning the camera wet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we're actually gonna take a small break. It's about anyways.
Okay.
So go ahead and get yourself pulled up. Go ahead. Is there
It
any-
is.
Oh, I'm
You just keep
sorry.
fucking talking.
You could have said something.
We'll be back. We'll be right back.
Start speaking.
So
I'm not even doing it.
Saz,
What am I doing?
in the 2020 election,
just let him talk.
Biden 306 was the electoral number. Trump had 232. So Biden won 306 to 232.
Pretty normal.
This one, Trump 295 to 226.
Closer.
Closer.
For now.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Probably
not.
going to be about the same. Just
Yeah.
Republican wins.
Well, I think they've counted everything, if my math is correct. Like, I think they've already given Arizona and Nevada to Trump.
Oh, really?
They're just not finished counting the actual votes in that state.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think Trump and
Okay, well,
I think
it's
the
not
numbers
closer.
is done. Yeah, no. But the thing that I want to talk about is the actual like numbers when you go into it. Where is it? Right here. So the swing states. Arizona. Trump won 52.6. 52.6%. By the way, they're still counting, so maybe you can go to like 52, 53, but it's not going to be too much change. Trump in Nevada, which they're counting as a swing state, but I mean whatever. 50.7. Nevada.
Swing state.
That was Nevada.
I'd call it Nevada.
Whatever. Georgia, 50.7. Trump won. Trump wasn't expected to win
Barely.
Georgia.
50.7? Damn.
And this is my first point. Harris lost a big percentage of voting in the Atlanta area. So while she won those counties,
From the A, bro.
so while she lost those counties, there was a massive group that if you add them all together, in the total Georgia voting population, it gave Trump the necessary points to win. Because like when I first was looking at these voters things, and I was like, Trump 50.7, Harris 49.3. And I was like, oh, that's really close. And then as I'm watching it and they're explaining it, I'm like, oh, that's not close. That's not how those numbers are perceived. Because like the difference between 10 to 100 in just like general terms, like if you go from like 10 to 100, that's a lot. But in voting, if you go from, that was a bad example. If you go to 20 to 40 in our terms, that's not that much. Like it's 20 points, okay. But in voting, that is like a historic number if you can get 20% that you didn't get in the last election. And Trump didn't do that, but in all the swing states, he took away votes from Harris in those counties that, yes, Harris won those counties, but she lost a lot of the votes that Biden had locked in. And I think that was her, like they talked about it on CNN, because that was the one I was watching a lot, because they're like total like Trump haters. And it's just fun. It was just fun for me to see that Trump's numbers kept getting better and better, and Rachel Maddow had to keep going, well, these are the numbers. Like, she just was, like, physically disappointed.
That's pretty good.
It was just fun to watch. It was just fun to watch people be sad about an election. Because if it was going to go the other way, I was going to go to Fox News so quickly.
Well, it looks like Harris has got another vote.
One of the things that I want to mention was how when Georgia was really, really close to being called, they were like, oh, we've only got a couple more counties left to vote. And all the counties that were left to vote were like Fulton, Gwinnett.
Because of those bomb
Cab,
threats. Which, by the way, don't do that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It was bomb threats. Because they had to open the polls for later because they were bomb threats.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not cool.
For some people didn't want votes in those counties to count. I wonder who those people could have been that didn't want counties like Fulton County to vote.
But anyways.
Then they still ended up voting though?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Because the bomb threats were fake and all that. But yeah.
But anyways, so again, Georgia's it's quite close towards, like 93%, 90%, kind of like midnight area. It was done at 1 p.m. But it's really close, and I remember watching CNN, and they were like, here's the map, and here's what's left, where we still need to vote, or count votes. It was Fulton, DeKalb, Cobb, Gwinnett, and I was like,
Brave
it's
country.
over. It's over. Kamala's got it in the bag. She needs, 10,000 more votes, 20,000 more votes. That is the place where the majority of the Georgia population lives, and that is the place where the majority of them are Democrats. It's over. And then she just doesn't.
No, she just
go over the
blew
line.
it.
And I'm like, that's actually insane.
She doesn't what?
That she doesn't reach the quota of votes that she needs to turn Georgia blue. And I was like, that's insane. That the place where 90% of people vote Democrat was not enough to put her over that. And it's like, well, that literally just shows that people that would have voted Democrat for Biden just voted for Trump this time.
Yeah.
and it was insane to me.
Wait, you think they
when
flipped?
that happened,
Mhm.
I was like,
Some people do.
it's over. No point in even continuing this election. Just give the guy the win.
Well,
The count.
Yeah.
While yes, Georgia was expected to go to Harris.
Yeah. I thought it was.
Pennsylvania was like the key state this election. They kept harping
Yeah,
on it. Pennsylvania.
I thought Georgia was the key one this election.
No,
No, it was
not in this
Pennsylvania
one. It
this
was
time.
Pennsylvania. And once that Pennsylvania for Trump locked in relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty early on. That was like one
Yeah,
of the like,
they
more
were like-
states, right?
Also, can I just mention, as soon as I saw, my hope went dead the moment I saw Georgia got called for Trump, because the next thing that the CNN caster said was like, well, looks like the only hope for Harris is the blue wall. She
Yeah.
needs to get Michigan, she needs to get Wisconsin, and she needs to get Pennsylvania. I'm like, so you're saying she needs to win those three?
Yeah,
We're
not gonna
fucked.
happen.
It's over.
Not gonna happen.
So again, I understand that Pennsylvania was the key state, but by the time Georgia was called, I knew this election was over.
Sure. I
Because she
just,
was not going to get all three.
yeah, I still was just
She
kind
was
of in disbelief that Trump was going to pull it off.
Yeah.
So I was
The
just
comeback
like,
is insane. Say what you
Yeah,
want to.
the
The comeback was
comeback is
insane.
so I was just like the blue wall
We can
sticking.
only hope that his
Yeah.
campaign is as good as his running was, or his like term is as good as his comeback
Did
was.
Michigan go to Donald Trump?
Yes.
It was a red wall, dude. It was a red
It was
wall.
a red like country.
Yeah, it was
There was only
huge.
There were not that many blue states. All things considered.
If California doesn't exist, I don't know.
Oh, it would be a blowout. If
I-
California didn't exist, it would be a blowout.
I think I don't count California anymore just because it's automatically Democrat. Like I just take California out of it.
Mhm.
She got blown out.
Well, to be fair, if you take California out of it, then to be equal, you should probably take out Texas. You should probably take out Florida, and you should take out the
Didn't-
entirety of the Midwest.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, all of them.
True.
Just to make up for California.
No. I'm saying if
Yeah.
you're taking out states
Yeah.
that are just, oh yeah, this one's gonna go blue. If you're taking out states that, oh yeah, this one's gonna go red. Texas is.
You mean like
1,000% gonna go red.
Alabama?
Actually,
Yeah.
Because like
Alabama,
Mississippi, Mississippi was close to call.
Alabama, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
Kansas, Louisiana, things like that.
Wyoming.
Yeah.
well,
like
Texas and
Alaska.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Texas
like-
and California have surprisingly had a lot of the opposite voters as of like recent years.
Well, didn't
recent
Texas
decades.
vote blue a couple of years, like 2012?
Okay.
Did they vote for Obama?
Probably a while
Texas?
ago, yeah, but 2020.
I could be wrong. Yeah. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is this election, and just like
It's kind of foggy out.
It's very foggy. This would be a perfect time for a murderer to come out and like kill us and shit.
it would be.
Bruh, you can't be saying that. I just watched the original screen. Goated movie.
we
5
know memories.
stars.
But like, if you look at the numbers here, Trump 49.7, North Carolina 51.1, Pennsylvania 50.5, Wisconsin 49.7. If Biden ran, I don't think they flip.
You think it would still would have gone to
I
Trump?
agree.
I don't think they flip because look at the numbers. It's not like Kamala. I get that 50.5 is a lot bigger than just a normal 50.5, but still, like, if you just
Oh, that's a screenshot.
yeah, if you have the same thing in place, I don't know if it changed. Now you could say that throwing Biden through a whole campaign could have made him look terrible, and you never remove him, and that looked bad. Sure, that could be the case, but I don't know. I just thought that what Biden had created in his campaign, of, these are the voters we have, I didn't think any of it would flip to Harris or flip to Trump, and it did. Now I thought Georgia was a toss-up, just because Georgia's Georgia.
Yeah.
But I just mean like in general, like the blue wall and all that kind of stuff. Like what? What
Just
do you
a-
want?
just a
What do you
minute.
want while I'm talking?
I was gonna wait.
You're pointing at it,
I
staring
was
at me.
preloading my finger.
Pre.
Yeah, I'm slow right now. All right, I'm tired.
I agree with that.
So I'm preloading shit. But finish what you were saying, then I'll say anything.
No, go ahead.
Imagine if Pennsylvania went green or yellow. That would be crazy. That'd have been the biggest upset ever. Am I pointing at Pennsylvania? No, I'm pointing at Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
That's why I was waiting, because it doesn't apply to this.
Exactly.
That's why I was waiting.
Okay.
Can we also talk about the fact that North Carolina elected a Democratic governor,
It's
but
so voted.
voted for Trump?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then people try to defend it by going, well, it was a Democratic governor or a borderline KKK member. And then I'm like, have you seen Trump? Like, he has the support of the KKK. He's not a member, but he's in good with them. It's like being white chocolate.
Yeah, he's got the votes. He's got the votes. I will say this though, I am of the opinion that we gotta stop just saying that Trump is a white supremacist. Like he's very like.
He put the fries
Look,
in the
does
bag,
he
yo.
does he have the best does he do the best actions? No. Does he do things that can be perceived as racist? Yes. Do I think he is racist? Yes. Do I think racism is a spectrum? Yes. But
Am I racist?
but my whole point is that Trump has out loud said that he's not a white supremacist and he does not agree with them. So can we just stop saying that Trump is like promoting white supremacy? Like I don't like the argument because it's not.
This guy sound like a
It's not. I know. It's just not a fair argument because he's very clearly saying to the TV, to the camera, any camera he gets, hey, I do not like white supremacy.
Yeah, he literally was like condemning Proud
Yeah.
Boys and was like,
But what
stand by, stand something.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Stand proud.
It's just like I'm tired.
We're strong.
It's just like this, the whole like media conglomerate that is just like, well, Trump's a white, and I get it. They're Democratic biased and they want Harris to win. I get it, but like you can't just lie. Like people are watching the same things you're watching. He's out loud saying he does not agree with white supremacy, and you're going, well, you know, Trump, you haven't disavowed white supremacy yet, and he's like, I've said it 20 times.
I think this whole campaign was nothing, or this whole election was nothing but a giant smear campaign on both sides, which is awful.
Well, yes, but I think it was a bigger smear campaign on the Democratic Party because I think they leaned into it. Like Trump's he's done it since he, was running. And I think he did lessen it this campaign, which I think actually helped him. He didn't stay away from it or anything, but like I think he did lessen from his 2016, 2020 stuff. But like Harris fully just did it. Like Biden kind of he did it but not as much. And Harris just went full steam ahead, like, I'm roasting this kid.
Can we also recognize that he's been doing this shit for 8 years?
I'm
and he's
shocked
about to
it's
do
wearing
it
him
for
out.
fucking 12.
Why is it not wearing him out?
Oh, it is.
No, I know, but
mentally.
I say we put a camera in the White House,
I've been saying this.
in the Oval
Yes.
Office specifically.
Yes. I want a reality TV
just
show.
let them run wild.
I do. I want a reality TV show.
And then we get Trump and Obama.
Okay, you got.
And
What is this?
we make them live in a house together, and that becomes like a Drake and Josh reality TV show. Think about it.
Okay.
I would watch that.
I wouldn't. I think
Why
I'd
not?
rather watch Trump by himself. Because I want to hear his thoughts. I want to hear his insane things. Also, I think it would have been better to have a reality show in 2016 when he didn't know how to be president yet because he wasn't president.
Yeah.
I think it'd been really fun to have his first days.
Now he's gonna at least
Recorded.
try to do his job a little better.
Well, now he knows the process. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna come in with
A plan.
well, I mean he had to play in 2016, but I mean he knows okay, this is what I got to do. Like he knows this is the stuff I got to go through to do it because I think it was Bush, the younger Bush, was saying that once you get voted, they never teach you how to be president. You just show up.
It's okay.
Yeah, you just show up and then you have to learn it on the fly. So Trump had to do that in 2016.
Oh, like me and my directing classes.
Yes. Yes, your directing classes and the President of the United States, equal footing. But
Man,
yes,
It's a trial by fire, man.
I know, I'm agreeing with you.
Fire will quickly.
But I just think that he's going to come in, day one already kind of knowing a lot of the stuff to do. He's going to have a better administration than his last 2016 run.
Quite an administration he's gonna have. He's
Yeah, it
fired
is.
every single person from his last administration.
I think it's gonna be better.
I hope it is.
I don't know. I don't know how it doesn't get better.
But
He
anyway,
set himself up for the greatest comeback ever. He's gonna. Think,
Could you imagine if he's a good president?
That's what I'm saying. Imagine if he becomes like one of the best,
Like,
just
like
based on policy or something like that.
this
That'd be
is
crazy.
This is my opinion, but like, ranking presidents is a very like low scale to me because I don't think any of them are coming in and doing great things. Like, I think the ones that generally do great things, we just trash and bash because they don't do like the huge things or don't talk about the huge. Like Jimmy Carter, I think is legitimately one of the best presidents of all time because he went and did shit from day one. Like, he just kept doing stuff that helped America, and they were small incremental things.
he gets bashed a lot because
Yeah.
of the economy and the energy crisis that was going on during his
Which
administration.
it fell into his lap. It was the guy before him. Who was it?
And it was also OPEC.
What? I think he's a better
Yeah.
negotiator now, though.
Trump.
Have you seen the video of Jimmy Carter in his wheelchair, like borderline looking like a vegetable? He's fucked.
Yeah.
No,
He's
not
like
obviously
100.
not more, but like when he did Salt 1 and Salt 2. He was a pretty good negotiator for
Oh, you talking about Jimmy Carter?
that. Yeah.
I thought you
Jimmy
went
Carter
back
was
to
the
Trump.
negotiator for Salt, wasn't he?
I don't know.
He was also for the terrorist exchange.
Yeah, he got them out,
Yeah.
which they give credit to Reagan.
Yeah, they do
Um,
give credit to Reagan.
Because you want to know how I know the story behind this. So Jimmy Carter
He's nerding out.
got it to the point to where they were going to be free, and then Reagan's campaign reached out to those terrorists and said, "Do it on Inauguration Day." Gave them money. By the way, allegedly gave them money. Because that's been confirmed. Allegedly, but but saved it all the way to Inauguration Day. And so when they got released was on the day Ronald Reagan got sworn as president of the United States. So Jimmy Carter was going to have that victory during his campaign run, which if that happened could have really like boosted him to fight against Reagan. Now I think Reagan still would have won, but it definitely would have made it a lot closer than what it was. And Reagan was just like, well, Reagan's campaign went, no, we're getting that. And that's why everyone gives credit to Reagan for doing that.
I don't.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying in general. Everyone gives credit for Reagan for doing it, yet it was Jimmy Carter that actually negotiated, his administration that negotiated.
Can we
it.
talk about something real quick?
Go ahead.
The fact that Donald Trump, even while not as president, influenced Republicans to turn down a border security bill to be able to run on the fact that, hey, check it out, this border not secure.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's like fucking breaking somebody's car,
Yeah.
and then like he did it. If you vote me, I will fix your car.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you literally were the one that struck down the border security bill, and now you're using that as an issue. Like you said, economy that he fucked up, and immigration that he fucked up.
I'm back,
Border.
baby.
He's like, guys, I know I fucked it up.
It's like
but
that
they're
scene-
not dealing with it right. If you vote me in, I will deal with it right, even though it's what I fucked up.
It's like that scene in Simpsons
So
where
stupid.
Mo throws out the drunk guy, Barney,
Mhm.
and he shows up behind him again. He's like, "Hey guys."
Yeah.
Also, I got birch in my hands.
Hey, Berkshire today?
Look at it. Put your flashlight on it.
Oh shit, yeah, there is.
Oh
You see it?
shit, good one.
Actually, it's not very visible in your pants.
I just see some thick ass over there.
Thank
That's all
you.
I
Oh
see.
my gosh.
And also,
I've got the thickest ass in the film building. You can quote me on that,
much
UNG.
on
Allegedly.
No, that's not even allegedly.
Now,
is that enough space for you?
I can get in there a little bit more. Look at that.
Interesting. I'm glad it didn't fall.
That would have been really bad.
Yeah.
Just hit our heads like that. To the untrained audience, this may seem kind of odd, but we normally end up moving around towards the end of our videos due to many different things.
Mostly we just hate you.
Yes.
It's 3 a.m.
Yeah. The
Is that
witching,
a-
the
is
witching
that a-
hour.
Is that a Matchbox 20 reference? You like that one?
It's
also?
3 a.m.
It is 3 a.m.
So we left off talking about.
Had to pour it out for the homies.
So we left off talking about Oh no, we were totally shifting to like, what do we believe the future of the next 4 years administration will be?
The Trump administration?
Yes.
I got no clue.
Oh yeah, no. I remember exactly where the fuck we left off.
Okay.
We left off with me telling the camera, can we play the clip of when I was telling Austin, hey Austin, Project 2025 is a thing. Or not even just hey Austin, but hey guys, Project 2025 is a thing. It includes X, Y, and Z, abortion rights taken away, Department of Education just completely being like gutted, and then also the gutting of the executive branch with the actual officials and being introduced with Trump loyalists. All that stuff. And then I remember Austin's like, but that's not gonna happen though.
Democracy will prevail.
Because democracy will prevail, and they got to deal with the Senate, and they got to deal with the House, and yeah, they got the judges, but you can't do it without the Senate. Well,
To be fair, I didn't even think he was gonna win. So,
well, guess what? He's got a Republican House or a Republican Senate, and the House is leaning Republican as well.
yeah, as of right now, it's not official, but as of right now, it is. If it ended tomorrow, we would have a Republican.
Stop the count.
Stop the count.
We have a Republican everything, a Republican legislative branch, a Republican judicial branch, which Alito and what's the other dude? The black dude. Is it?
Clarence.
Clarence Thomas, yes. Alito and Clarence Thomas are going to retire, and Trump is going to elect 2 more judges for the Supreme Court. And so we are going to have 5 Trump-appointed
Yeah, you need
judges.
5 to have the majority.
No. I know we're going to have 5, but I'm
5 Trump elected.
Yeah, I don't know if all of them are. I know Amy Berry Cohen, that other dude that supposedly R-worded somebody, or
Kavanaugh.
Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
I don't know if the 5th Republican on it was appointed by Trump, but I know that at least 4 of them will be appointed by Trump. So we're going to have a judicial branch that's going to last for probably like 30 years. That's just appointed by Trump, which is insane because they are declaring what's unconstitutional and constitutional.
I tried to look this up, and I could not find anything with all of this stuff that Trump is having the ability to. So I'm going to say, without being able to find it, I'm going to say it was when we got out of the Articles of Confederation and got into the system that we're in now. So whichever president that was, I think it was, it wasn't still Washington. It was the guy before Jefferson, right?
John Adams.
John Adams. John Adams was the last guy.
By the way, quick question. Did we put a timer?
No, I did not.
Okay, I'll put a timer.
In like 15 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is historic. This is historic everything.
Yeah.
The next 4 years is going to be really, really interesting because this is like the first time where a president is going to have the easiest path to doing what they want. And I'm not going to say like Trump can just walk in and do this, do that. That's not what's going to happen. Democracy exists, but like you're going to see stuff happen at a faster pace, or at least presumably happen at a faster pace. Who knows? Bureaucracy could just fuck them over.
I hate bureaucracy.
But
I'm trying to get a passport.
I just want to say,
what the fuck?
I said this months ago. Well, I forgot when we filmed that, but I was still I think using my ankle brace, so maybe like 2 months ago. I said this 2 months ago. It happened. And then when those laws pass and we do another Midnight Snacks, I'm going to bring this up again.
But I do want to say this, just so we are factual. And I did not know this at the time, but Project 2025 was not a Trump-created thing.
No, it was written by
Yeah.
his kind of administration
And
borderline.
well, I know, but Trump has said on camera that
he doesn't know anything.
Yeah, he's not. He's like, oh, what? Like that's not his thing.
Yeah.
He's not He's not taking things from that.
Yes.
And while I do I don't think that he is, but I definitely think that the stuff that he's running on is an idea that is just Project 2012. I don't think he's all right, what's in the book today?
Yeah.
I think he's just oh, we have similar ideas.
That book so in my opinion, that book, written by his followers, was written by them interpreting what he kind of thinks.
I mean,
he
sure.
didn't say it. He wasn't like, yeah, I want to ban all abortion. But his followers that are borderline, some of them can be extremists, especially the ones that write Project 2025, are like, I think this is what he meant. And then they proceed to write the most heinous shit ever.
But that's why I'm saying that, like, I'm kind of pushing back on, like, everyone saying that we know what Trump's going to do. I don't think we do. Like, we've heard his economy plan. We've heard his immigration plan.
Yeah.
That's it for this, basically. Like, I don't, like, he said stuff about abortion, and all he said is, like, it's a state issue.
Speaking about abortion.
You want to get into abortion? Can we? Is it an evolving
I
election?
want to go to sleep.
Because I don't want to have an abortion talk for 50 minutes.
We're not starting abortion. I'll make these decisions. I want to sleep.
But if it's related to the election, he can have it.
That's fair.
Yes.
It is related to election.
Fuck.
Okay, but are we going to go, hey, abortion is good or bad? Like, is this the discussion we're about to have?
No, I mean, we
Okay.
can, but...
Let's not.
Please no.
It's going to take forever.
I
It's a
don't
different
wanna,
midnight
Yeah, we're
snack.
not doing that.
So, it relates to the whole states thing
Okay.
of abortion.
Austin, this is the first time me and you have been in agreement on something in Midnight Snack.
It's true.
So, oh wow, oh okay, good. You caught it.
Yeah.
So hold on. What is the whole? Are you guys?
Trump has just said that, like, it's a state issue. He's not going to do anything.
If it was up to him, he would turn it over to the states. He wouldn't make it a constitutional thing.
Do you guys support that or no?
I
I'm
I
not getting
don't.
into that.
I
All right. Very interesting.
That's gonna be like a super long talk.
You can just say yes or no. You don't gotta explain it. What you fucking for it?
no,
it's
he's
this.
messing with the
Okay.
bottle. I would.
It should be a constitutional thing.
Okay.
I tend to agree. If it's going to be an issue, it should be a
State
constitutional thing.
constitution, federal
State. Or, well, no,
constitution.
sorry.
You guys are like dancing around the question.
No, I'm, well,
Yeah,
it's not, I don't want it to be a state thing.
Oh, federal.
If
Yeah.
I say constitution, I'm sure I mean the actual real constitution.
So the federal. You want it to be a federal thing.
Yes.
So you either want it all states or
Well,
no states.
the
Okay,
reason why
cool.
I'm in favor for it being a federal thing is because if it becomes a state thing, then we're saying that Oklahoma is a different place than Georgia. The whole part of this country is that I can cross the border between Georgia and Alabama, and no one cares. No one's following. No one's tracking me. I'm not having to hand my ID at the border.
The only reason, or the only situation which I think it would be okay for it to be states' right is if it didn't matter what state you were from, as long as it was legal within that state. Because I don't think you should deny someone that procedure, agree or disagree with the procedure itself,
If it's legal in the state, it
yeah.
should happen.
even if you're not from that state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm asking that because I've heard the whole argument of like, hey, let's fucking, give it to the states because it's more democratic than doing the entire country.
But it's not. It's the opposite. It's not democratic.
I agree. Well, so I actually do disagree in that. I do think it's more democratic, but the issue with that is that like it's still a general population. Like you're still having like 50 people being like, hey, I do want abortion, and 50 people going no, right? So then the thing is that you have to just keep on decentralizing it. So instead of
Give
going
it to
from
the
federal,
doctors.
instead of going from federal, you go to state. Well, there's still a little bit of issues with that. So instead of giving it to the state, give it to the counties.
Yeah.
Instead of giving it to the counties, you should give it to the individuals. So you should let people choose whether or not they want to get an abortion, because in that sense, that is truly the most democratic way.
Okay,
that
yeah,
you can do
I
that.
get that. Yeah, but I'm just saying that, like, if
Give
I
it
have
to
to
the
pick
doctors.
either or,
Yeah.
Constitution, because they can either just choose in the whole country, is it legal or not?
Yeah, and kind of what I said was like, if every single individual person chooses it, then technically that's the exact same thing as it being legalized fully on the federal level. So it's the exact same thing. It's just like if you don't want an abortion, then don't get it. But if you do want an abortion, then you should have the ability to get it. So it's just the same thing. It's a fucking loop. It's like if you keep on decentralizing it till the individual person, then it's the exact same thing as legalizing it federally,
Well,
nationwide.
This is, we're talking about election here. Never
Okay.
mind. I was gonna go into something else, but
Thank
talking about election. But yeah, no, it should definitely be a federal
How are
thing.
you tired?
I get tired when I sit down.
Me. You were sitting? Yeah, you're sitting over there, bro.
Whatever.
He was dancing earlier.
He was dancing.
Wore him
That's
out.
what is it.
Wore him
Tuckered
out.
him out.
What time
Tuckered
is
the
it?
little boy
Can I get
out.
a time check?
3:14.
What the fuck is my phone?
The witching.
It is the witching hour. You know, the most devilish things happen at this hour. You know?
That's true. Stuff like the
The disappearance of my phone, apparently.
probably the W's got them.
Dude.
I didn't even say it that
He
time.
said a W, bro.
The dubs,
Let me check him.
big dubs.
All right, what were you talking about?
What was I talking about? Oh, I want to talk about what is next for the Democratic Party.
So
They're going to do a primary, and Harris is going to lose.
Yes.
There's no way they run Harris back out there. I'm sorry. It just didn't. They messed. I don't think it was all her fault.
3.14.
Great.
It's pie time.
Yeah, man.
I just yeah. I just think that overall, you can't run her again. It's not all her fault, but you just. It's over.
I agree. What I'm hoping to get out of the Democratic Party for losing against Trump and realizing for the fourth fucking time that you actually have to listen to your voter base and do something worthwhile.
What's the
Yes.
first and second?
Hmm?
What's the first and second time?
It was an exaggeration. They did it during Trump, they won with Biden, and then they did it again, where they're literally not doing shit.
Yeah, but they didn't win that one. They just
What,
won it because
2016?
it wasn't Trump.
Yeah, no.
Like they just won because Trump wasn't the Democratic nominee.
I
You know
know.
who I
I was
think
just
should
listing
win?
it out. So there's
Yeah.
at least 2 instances where they just lose because they haven't done shit and they aren't proposing anything. What's up, Sals?
You know who should run?
Who?
Vermin Supreme.
Who the
I don't
fuck
know
is
who that
that?
You don't know who Vermin Supreme is?
No.
This is Vermin Supreme.
Mark
He's
is
the guy that wears the boot on his head.
Mark is doing a lot of editing this video.
No.
Anyways.
It's coming out Monday.
So, yeah, that's Vermin Supreme.
Wait, hold
He's
on.
the guy that wears
don't worry
the
about it,
boot.
Austin. Just tell him, hey.
That's right.
We're
Yeah, you
overtime.
just get more,
Just-
yeah. But basically, Vermin Supreme is like an actual psycho.
Okay.
He wears a boot on his head.
Okay.
He thinks that like if he was elected, he would make a zombie preparedness plan, and he'd give everyone a pony.
Nice. But what was it talking about?
Hey, at
remember?
least he's got like the 2 things. Harris didn't have one. Pony.
Tells it how it is.
What was it talking about? Do you guys remember?
You were talking about nominees that
yeah.
are non-Harris nominees.
Oh yeah. So what I'm hoping to get out of the Democratic Party is, I just really hope they do fucking something. Like listen to your voter base. And
Are they going to run Tim
Run-
out there?
run more progressive policies? Run like just because that's literally what I feel like. It's so frustrating when they just run the exact same shit over and over and over. It feels like it's replicas of just Biden and Harris and things like that. Because like all of them are just basically Republicans, but 30 years ago.
They need an Obama.
They do. Yeah.
They need somebody that
sound
is
like-
Go.
out of the box.
You sound like a disillusioned football watcher.
They keep making the same plays
Yeah,
over and over.
You do.
I need to just throw a Hail Mary.
It's
Throw a
true.
Hail Mary.
It's true, man.
Yeah, everyone loves a Hail Mary.
They need
Let's
some
get-
Rebuild. You need a rebuild.
They need
We
something.
need a year to rebuild.
They need something.
They got
man.
4.
And also the whole idea of like back in 2016, there's this like fucking Slovenian like philosopher dude called Slavoj Žižek, and like the whole idea. So in 2016, if he was legally allowed to vote in the United States, he said that he would have voted for Trump despite being a leftist. And the reason for that is just to like put a fire under the Democrats' ass to show that like yeah, you actually have to like do shit.
Maybe
So
that's
it-
what people did on this one.
I was gonna say, do you think that Trump?
I
was a
don't.
wake-up
I don't
call?
actually believe that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
Do you
like
think that Trump was a wake up call? Him winning this
I
time was a wake
fucking
up.
hope so, dude, because this is the second time we've lost it.
Second
Like-
time.
If that doesn't wake you up, bro, come on.
You're throwing yourself in there.
What?
I thought you didn't consider yourself a part of their party. Their
I,
little
He
donkey.
align-
Their
he
donkey
align-
cult.
He aligns more with that though.
No, I know, but like,
yeah, man.
I'm not affiliated with either one of those idiots.
Okay.
Both of them are fucking morons.
Well, so the reason why I'm saying we
I-
is for the reason that one, I voted for Kamala,
Oh, okay.
and two, I'm of those people that wants change within the Democratic Party because that's the only option that I really have as a borderline fucking leftist or a social democrat. It's like
That's the closest I'm gonna get.
I think they both should burn in hell.
There are people in the Democratic.
Hell is bad.
Language, awesome.
Sorry. He double hockey
and,
sticks.
and there are people in the Democratic Party that I do think could have potential and have good policies. Tim Walz, for example, is a surprisingly progressive person.
Yeah, just stop being a fucking liar.
Yeah, who does have some pretty good policies. Like, again, he did all the free school lunches, and then another thing was giving licenses out to basically anybody that can pass a test. You don't just have to be a legal citizen. I fuck with that too. Just to name two of them, the only two that I can remember as of now. But you know, I
It's
fuck
almost
with
like
them.
a campaign didn't illustrate what they were running for.
Yeah,
I think we talked about that already.
I know. I'm just throwing them under the bus
We
because
did
they
it this
sucked.
time.
Whoever ran the like whoever was the head of that campaign, that
It's the
person
same
ain't ever
person that's writing
working.
Marvel movies right now. They suck. That is a slander at Marvel movies. They suck.
You're never gonna work in the industry.
I might not. Unless Disney wants to pay me at the wazoo, I'm not gonna work for them.
Why? What? Why would you not? Why? If
Because
Disney was your only opportunity in the industry, you would say, "Fuck you, pay me $1 million, or else I'm not."
Not $1
working."
million, but like
What's wazoo numbers?
50
bucks.
100,000 a year plus. It's pretty good.
I would volunteer. Tell me I got to work in the industry? Sure, I'll do it.
For free.
Sure, not forever, but for just a little bit of time. 6 months, maybe. I don't care. I'll do it.
I'm not getting into this. It's too late for that. I'm not getting into this tonight. This isn't election focus. Sorry.
You're
this
right.
is me. I'm taking it off topic. But
Yeah.
Disney, go suck an egg.
You know what would make? You know what I think would actually bring out better voter turnout?
Disney?
No.
Yeah.
If the Democratic and the Republican Party just didn't exist, that would be fun.
I don't think anyone's.
If it was just
necessarily saying
candidates,
that,
if it was just candidates, it'd be so much better.
Were you snuggling up to him, hoping you'd get a reaction from him?
no. I said snuggle up with him as well.
He was trying to get you involved in the action.
So EP awesome.
Yeah, I know. Do we have anything else to talk about?
I'm good. I'm got 55 seconds.
Okay, we're done.
What? We're done?
It's 3:20.
Yeah, why not?
It's 3:21 in the morning.
We're out. If we had other stuff to say, we're done.
I'm sure if we have anything else to say.
This should be enough content
Probably
for y'all.
like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
We'll talk about abortion on the next episode.
Or something like
The
that.
birds are fucking chirping, dude. That's how.
We beat the birds.
We're very close to morning.
It's the witching hour.
It is the wishing
It's
hour.
past it.
No, it's 3.
Well, it's got to be at 3 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it
yeah,
was the
3
whole
o'clock.
3.
Yeah, 3:14 is not as cool as 3.
Well, I know, but isn't it all all that stuff happens at 3? They say.
I hope I see a possum on the way home.
Okay,
Probably will.
he's gone.
That'd be pretty cool.
He's
All right.
lost it.
We're out, guys.
Wait, possums are cool.